G'day, sandbaggers, and welcome back to the Clubhouse. All right. I'm much more used to having the live audience, having the applause after the Sizzler, after our epic live event at the Sizzler. Welcome back to the Clubhouse, in what is likely to be the last time in the traditional Clubhouse here at Bulla Road in Essendon. Yeah, it's sad. There's big movements happening in the world of parked. There's been big movements happening in the Australian world of disc golf. Australian disc golf's charging ahead. The amateur scene's charging ahead, at least. So more on that later. But I did want to send a shout out first and a congratulations to our friends over at Throwlers, boys. I know we don't like to talk about them too much. They like to talk about us a lot. But we credit where it's due. Congratulations. For those of you that don't know, Throwlers is a Melbourne-based disc golf podcast. Alan Brunstein and Chris Ronalds talk about disc golf and other things weekly. And they recently, boys, made it to 100 episodes.
Massive.
100 episodes. I know.
That could be worth a rocket, Jace.
That is impressive. It really is.
They grind.
It is really, it's impressive. I mean, of the 100 episodes, I think I did the stats here. You can find them on Spotify and verify this, but I think the episodes get listenable around episode 24. If you want to go back and do the listen, you can also, if you're a completionist, you can safely skip 6 episodes a year. So about 3 episodes before they go away on their boys' weekend and play the Who Gives a Fuck Cup, and about 3 episodes after it when all they talk about is their little boys' weekend where they play the Who Gives a Fuck Cup. But for the rest of the time, those boys are talking about the Melbourne disc golf scene, talking about the Australian disc golf scene. They're starting to get into some issues. They do their research, they do their numbers, so good on you, boys. We love your work, Throwlers.
Well done. What you've been able to produce there is absolutely sublime.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, I have to say.
Jason. Big.
Very distinctive vocal patterns of the Throwlers being emulated there.
No, we love the Throwlers.
We do love the Throwlers.
We're all a part of the same community.
We are. Good mates. And they, they decided to do a thing, and Alan Brunstein and Chris Ronalds just went and did a thing by hook or by crook.
Would
and
you call them
evolved.
pioneers?
Pioneers
in the Melbourne scene, would you say pioneers?
Definitely.
They were around before us, weren't they?
Definitely, yeah. The only other disc golf podcast I'm aware of in the Melbourne scene.
Yeah, me too.
So, pioneers.
Sorry, did you just call us a podcast, Ash?
No.
How dare you?
No. I said they're the only other podcast. They're the only... Oh, did I?
Oh, there was talk.
Implied.
No.
Oh, there was talking trilogy. Yes, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
of
but
course.
if we're talking trilogy, then we've got to include the tee-off as well, and then suddenly
that's
we get messy.
Oh, that's right. I remember
Is
the
Geelong a suburb of Melbourne?
Slip the
I don't know.
No.
We're not about to say
No,
that.
Not
So-
according to Australia Post,
They
no.
paved the way. They got out there and they had a crack at having a podcast when no one thought it was a good idea. So
Yeah.
well done, Throwlers.
Yeah.
And they've got some listeners.
Yeah, they have.
They're
They do.
famous.
They do.
They've got
They
a
do.
logo.
Yep.
Is it a
It's-
logo
good
or
merch,
is it
some
just
good
a
merch.
silhouette?
No, they've got a new logo now. Yeah, so Alex,
nice.
they were saying Alex Brindle has, down in Tassie, who does a lot of the Australian disc golf logos, redid the ADG stuff, does all the Wallaby Hill stuff for Tassie Open, all of that stuff. Does some great work, very distinctive design language from Alex Brindle. But he's redone the Throwlers logo. I remember, Alan, when I heard that on Throwlers, I remember Alan hitting me up a long time ago and said, "Oh, could you take this picture of me and make it look like Michael Jordan. And I was in a cab at the time on the way to Stony Creek or something and said, yeah, I'll have a look when I got home. Anyway, I never had a look. And finally, 100 episodes later, he's got Alex Brindle to do a far better job than I ever could have done of it. We've heard from them tonight, but yes, so well done, Frollers. Good stuff. Love your work. So how many episodes has the Tee-Off done? They're in the 70s somewhere,
Let me
I think.
fact check that.
Yeah.
No, nowhere near as many.
Tee-Off's at 70 odd.
Nowhere near as many.
Yeah. Talking Trilogy's still at 2, I think.
Yes.
And 2 off the first is 3? 3, yeah, okay. So they're way ahead in those
We've
stakes.
got the tee-offs at 77. I've
77,
just done my
okay.
fact-checking work. Yeah.
Nah, it's good to see the scene growing.
It is. Yep. So, on to the panel. You've heard from them tonight already. But first up, in the middle of the couch tonight, you haven't seen him much on the course lately, but you can see him in the background of most of our coverage, proving he's still alive and out there. It's Disc Golf Warehouse's own Kyle Herbertson. Where have you been playing this week, Kyle? If not, what have you been doing?
I have been trouncing around a number of universities for work. I've been doing some editing. I've just been busy, you know?
You
It's
look
been
like you've
great.
been playing for the All Blacks, actually.
No, mate, it's disc golf.
Oh,
where-
sorry.
yeah, thank you, thank you. That keen eye of yours, Jason.
Yeah.
I've been around. I'm existing.
Lovely. Good to see you, Kyle. Next to him on his right is a man that has more physical ailments than the US has tariffs, more putting molds than Elon Musk has children, and more holidays than literally anyone else. We call him Matty Faz. His students call him Mr. Matty Faz if he's lucky. Have you managed to play it all this month, Matty?
Yeah, well, I've sucked at a few rated rounds, which just seems to be my MO these
Well,
days.
you sucked in a few rated rounds or a few hard rateds?
They're not official sponsors of the show, but if you're watching,
We'd love to get him involved.
if you're watching, guys, we suck them back like it's no one else's
Yeah.
business. And I guess the big news in my life, obviously, we're moving house, Ash, and it's
Yeah.
heartbreaking. I'm losing a housemate and an abode that means a lot to me. But I'm punting
And a
links.
friend.
I'm punting links now, guys. I'm punting.
Jesus.
Yeah, fuck friendship. I'm punting links now. So I've turfed the what was that streamline putter I was.
You can't even remember what putter you're
Sorry,
using.
Streamline. I thought you were with Maidens.
The pilot. You had the
fucking-
pilot
the
for a
Pilot,
while.
sorry, I punt the yeah.
Sorry, how long were you with them? Like 2 weeks?
Yeah, no. And Lee Thompson, if you're watching, if you ever try to sell me a soft plastic again, I'm onto you, mate. I'm onto you. That was not a soft plastic.
Nobody
So
knows
anyway.
soft like Matty Faz.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
especially after a few. And this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Off the
No, it's
bat.
great to be back, boys. It's been too long. It's great to be back on the
Yeah,
show.
good on you, Matty.
It's good to see you, Matty. It's good to see you putting links, but as a man that's lived with you for over a year now, if you could start wearing links, that would be fantastic.
Was that a body odor, Jack?
I would have made it for anyone, mate.
I
This
wouldn't
is-
have approved that in the run sheet if I read
That's
it.
just
Or are
too
we upgrading
easy.
to gold?
Africa's still around, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, it's like in
Popular.
every 13-year-old's Christmas stocking. So.
Popular scent. That's right.
Yeah, speaking of stockings, finally, a disc golfer on the approve with smooth form, a lethal putt, and a never surrender attitude. One of the great up-and-comers of the Melbourne and Australian disc golf scene. And not only one of the greatest players, but one of the greatest men you'll ever meet.
Oh my
And a man whose ute I'm going to need the use of over the next few weeks to move house. Jason Wiedner. How are they coming out, Jason?
Yeah, good, thanks, Ash. That was probably the best intro. First of all, happy Clubhouse to you and, of course, your family.
My family, yeah. Thank you.
That was probably the best intro I've ever had and probably ever likely to have. Until you move house next time, I
Yeah.
suppose. But no, thank you very much. It's good to be back. It's been some weeks since we've enjoyed episode of the Clubhouse, so I couldn't be happy to be here with my boys, my Park boys. And let's give it a good show. With the
do
big
it.
open coming up, I'm excited about that. Lamb Shanks is back for 2025 tonight, folks. So fucking get excited.
Jason, is that a threat?
Yes.
That's
And Matty,
huge.
that was pathetic.
That was a bit too close to the mic,
What
wasn't
type of what type of lamb shank is
like
this?
a cutlet. I don't know.
Yeah, you've just explained it yourself. That's not a lamb
A
shank.
little crumb cutlet. I don't know, man. We're not a butcher's thing. We're a disc golf,
You butchered that
we're a disc golf
analogy.
show. Let's talk some disc.
Far
Let's talk some
out,
fucking
brother.
disc golf, boys.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, boys. Well, is the camera back on me?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
but it
sweet.
is now.
Well, boys, I am just forgetting to download a video that I need real quick, but I'm going to trust myself here and back myself in to get it down in time. But boys, I mean, we've been putting a lot of coverage out recently. You know, it's fair to say.
Oh, heavens, yes.
Yeah.
We've been pretty regular with our content, and I hope you guys out there have been enjoying it. We've dropped 5 or 6 tournaments, and the Sizzler has just come out.
Yes.
The Sizzler's just come out with 2 more on the way shortly. So if you haven't watched them on Gatekeeper and on our channel, or vice versa, or however you like to do it, please get out and watch and tell us what you think. So we're very happy always to have those about. We're always stoked to have them being released, have players getting themselves out on the internet and all that. However, commentary and putting it together can be a lonely job. It can feel like you're screaming into a void, and you never know if anyone is truly listening to you, or if your words are truly getting through and people are taking them on board, boys. So I wanted to play you, specifically Jason and Maddie, a little quick snippet of something I noticed from last year's Ruffy Rumble, when I remember how to share a video. There we go, local video. I'm using a new streaming platform again tonight because we weren't happy with the lag on the other one.
Is one of us about to be cancelled?
No.
Like Jason's
We were
hero,
very
Don
raw
Burke?
back then. Very
Here
raw.
we go.
I don't want to see Jason get Don
What a
Burke,
nice
is
feeling
all.
this must be for Josh.
So, if we listen to the
You know
sound
what
on
his
this,
dish was when you got down there.
just
That is,
have a listen.
Great result.
As Josh
Yeah,
puts in
Melton
there.
meatball there, taking the only
Yes.
birdie.
It's hard, that 1 metre.
Meatball.
And Ryan Deere getting a
I
pass.
feel like that's going to stick.
And Matty, that is, can you tell me what that footage is indicative of? Can you tell me what that footage is the birth of?
I mean, Josh Smith, he's really taking with this and run. The Melton meatball moniker.
It is.
Good alliteration there, by the way.
Triple M.
Every month we come back and forget that Maddie's an English teacher. Without fail.
It's not my poor literacy or anything, is it? No. That's the only thing I could take from that, Ash, to answer your question.
You're spot on, Matty. That is the first time that you uttered the nickname the Melton Meatball. And I'll have you know what Josh has done since. If we want to share that, here it comes. So this is this year's Ruffy Rumble. This is this year's Ruffy Rumble, Matty. Josh has made his own hat. He's made his own Melton Meatball hat. He's made his own logo with what looks like some sort of an archer there,
Yeah.
and he's also made an Instagram purely for the Melton Meatball.
That
And I
is sick. I love it.
Yeah, it's Meatball DG or something like that. So, yeah, really.
I would never refer to myself as an influencer, but I've clearly influenced this man's life.
You have.
You have.
You have.
I don't
That was
think-
all you too, that one.
That's
That was all
not
you.
outlandish to say. No, I love Josh. The best thing about Josh is the fact that, that hurt a bit. He offers people beers
He
does.
on the way out after a
He's
tournament.
very good at offering people beers.
The
I
last
love
few
it.
tournaments I've seen.
Yep.
Just someone's
And
about to
I
take
have
off.
taken a beer off the man.
As you
And
should. So,
It's,
Josh Smith.
He's a
He's,
good man, the meatball.
He is.
Good man.
And I hope to see him at more tournaments.
Yep. And
Yes.
all his meaty goodness.
Yep.
Before we leave this this idea of Maddie influencing people's lives, I just want to ask you, Maddie.
I was hoping we could just brush past that.
Are you more proud of influencing Josh Smith or all of your years of teaching?
I've had more influence on Josh Smith than any young person I've ever taught. I can tell you
I think that's fair
that
to say.
much. They're not listening to a word I say.
I'm so glad we cleared the air
They
there.
listen to the due date, they go online, and they have the internet teach them everything they need to know. That's modern education for you, people.
Back to Ash.
Fantastic. Well, Matty, look, it's good to see the influence you're having on the Australian disc golf community. But I want to know, you've trawled the darkest areas of the internet so that we do not have to. Matty, it's Media Watch time.
Every step you take.
Yes, it's a lot of trawling now that we only do the one episode a month, and it's a lot of internet to consume. But I have sifted through it all, sifted through all the crap. This first one, Ash, I can't remember which one we teed up first. Oh, yes, of course. The one that I had first on my list. What did I doubt the process? All right, so I'm just going to read this caption real quick. So this is this is a professional golfer. It's not a disc golfer, but you know, like the game's the fucking same, just different apparatus. All right, so you're looking at American pro golfer Ryan McCormick, who taped his mouth shut for an entire round in an effort to control his temper. The 33-year-old said he's been having not so fun times this year on the golf course, finding himself pretty angry and mad. Not a great vocab there, angry and mad.
That's frustrating.
Frustrating, agitating. McCormick claims he's tried about everything to deal with his frustrations, and I just figured I'd shut myself up. I was hoping maybe that it would help me. Can't say that it did or didn't, he reflected, after failing to make it past the first round in Savannah. Now, for starters, that looks like something out of a snuff film. You shouldn't have that on any professional sporting arena. And look, it's probably
or
a strategy.
Kardashian. Like, it looks like a Kardashian just post collagen injections or something.
I'm not really keeping up with the Kardashians these days.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Did you like that?
Yeah,
I thought that was okay.
Smooth.
It's like this is probably something that many of us could employ in our personal or professional lives. Jason, being a notorious shit talker, you could probably take a leaf out of this man's book. But to see it on the course, I mean, like, you must really hate yourself if you're going to these lengths.
I've seen people around me, Matty, throw tempers, and I mean people that are right around me now throw temper tantrums on a disc golf course, and you can tape their mouth all you want. They're still going to throw their disc at their bag, and
Punch a tree,
kick the crap out of their bag.
You know what I think it might be effective for, and I say this only because we have a very close lens on this man, but do you feel like this might be an effective strategy for those that play on a card with Ryan Deere?
Definitely, although I think his head might explode.
I see.
Look, as Matty said, I could definitely. There's been times in my life when I've thought I'd probably be better off if I just taped my mouth before I walked into that room. But
yeah.
So I can understand where the guy's coming from.
But the judge won't allow it.
I'll bother.
Let's not revisit that history.
Not even far from the truth.
Oh, no.
I guess my takeaway here is maybe it's different because he's a professional and this is his livelihood. But like, if we talk about the people we see throw tantrums on the court. If you're not enjoying your golf if you're not enjoying your golf to that degree, maybe you just got to pull a Farron oil tug wire and just.
I just have one question about this, Matty. Now, he did it in round one. Did he stick to it throughout?
He didn't make it past
didn't
round
make the
one.
cut.
Yeah, he didn't make the
He
cut.
didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
You missed my stick to it joke there, but sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It'd be weird
I'm
playing.
also just really confused because I don't know what event has a cut after the first round.
Yeah.
It's a 2-round cut.
live?
So
Is
did
it-
he DNF?
Maybe it was one of the liver.
Or maybe they're calling the first 2 rounds the first round
first
of
cut,
Savannah.
right, the first
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
But
My
yeah.
other thing was, has he cut enough of a hole in the that doesn't seem like you'd be breathing easy.
Well, I mean, you should know this, Matty, but you can actually breathe through your nose as well.
Depends how much of a mouth breather he is, yeah.
But I just want to
mouth breather.
I just want to put it out there. That's why you buy a pound disc golf backpack, because it can take a pounding. You can kick the shit out of those, and they
You finagled a sponsorship through Parks with
absolutely not. All right, yeah, okay. So Matty's kink shaming. Matty's kink shaming is over. What do we got next, Matty?
I mean, I know a thing or two about gagging and bounding, but that was
Yep.
no.
I'm glad I put the not safe for kids.
Shit, daylight saving. It's not 8:30 yet. I'm sorry.
No.
I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, sorry. There you go. Just enjoy your golf and don't swear at people on the course. It's that simple. All right. Next one, Ash. So, oh god.
What is going on here?
All right. So we have 2 posts here, and both come from one of my least favourite trends at this time of year. It's the April Fool's Day jokes. Like there aren't enough lies on the internet. This special time of year, every endeavor with an online presence has to make a joke or a lie about April Fool's Day. And we start with this one from Discraft and their falsified post about releasing Pogs. Now, I actually...
So angry. He's so angry about this.
We've got a 90s font around this.
It's very cool. Like it's a very cool post, and I'll get into the positives, but I'm going to start with the negatives because I'm a spiteful man.
like the slammer
I like
too, that's
this
good.
one because this is something Discraft are actually capable of. Like they're the biggest gimmick pushing cash grabbers there are in the game, and if they released like a new metal, like a disc metal, or like a
How
like
dare
a mini
you
mini
insult the Z Sparkle Flicker
Crystal-
Lumen Crystal Flex Zone? How
They did
dare
actually
you?
create new elements on the periodic table, didn't they?
Yeah, they had to for this polymer, for this certain polymer of fucking disc. Discrafts can jam it, in my opinion. If
I'm sure they'd say that right back, Matty.
they're trying to monopolise the industry. This is my overarching point. If it's circular, they will find a way to sell it in a variety of at least 40 different plastics.
Yeah. Big Z cardboard coming up next week.
I know. Even if it's metallic, like the slammer you can see in picture there. But quick shout out though, great. This was actually I thought it was cool being a kid of the 90s and Pogs. You guys would have collected Pogs,
When-
right?
I did.
When you sent it to me to put into the show tonight, I actually didn't realise it was an April Fool's gag.
Well,
I was
yeah.
like, this is sick.
We're a few weeks past it now, but
Yeah.
no, like, yeah. So this is my positive slant, as much
Yeah.
as I'm trashing Discraft. Now, I like to take things to the darker places, as you say, Ash. There's this troll for the darkness.
Yeah,
The other April Fool's joke that I'm using as a foil here comes from the tricksters at the ADG.
Oh, those tricksters
Trying
again.
to pull one on us here. Now, I feel bad because I'm sort of besmirching our good lady, Sue.
Yeah. That is, Sue Donnelly in that picture there.
And
Is that Donald's, is
It
it?
is
I'm not going to read the whole
Jeez, you were
thing, but
plastered that weekend.
slinging Sue Donnelly.
it
Yeah.
basically makes a joke about how freestyle, like old school freestyle players have been trying to show off their tricks and skills at tournaments, and that the ADG has got a new rule that they can't come within 20 kilometres. I mean, we love the ADG, and they're big supporters of Parked and the conduit for a lot of what we do, but someone's got to teach old people how to use the internet. Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't know if you noticed, Matty, but I did see this one, and this didn't appear on the ADG's Instagram page. Because any disc golfer old enough to know what freestyle isn't
Would it be on Instagram?
It's not on Instagram.
No,
Yeah,
they're on Facebook and to a lesser extent the Yellow Pages. So, it's got to stop. It just has to stop. The April Fool. It's like I think about it. It's like trying to trick children into believing Santa's.
You're
Yeah.
damn lucky we didn't do an April Fool's gag this year.
I tried to think of one. We did one last year.
So proud that we
did,
didn't.
we did.
Yeah.
I'm
And
so
I-
proud we didn't because it's done.
I like it.
The reason that we didn't do one this
Because we
year.
obviously added Jason and Maddie for their sensical natures to the Parks Media team.
That's how we bring these guys back to sensible.
The reason we didn't do one this year, I can tell you now, is because I didn't wake up until about 12:30 on April Fool's Day. I hope my managers aren't watching.
That was a working
It was
from
a
home
work
day
day.
for you.
Yeah, most days are. But yeah, I didn't wake up till about 12:30 on April Fool's Day and went, oh, yeah, it's April Fool's Day. Sick. But I did want to point out, did you see the Aussie Masters one? They actually did about 3, but did you see the first one that the Aussie Masters did?
No, I didn't.
I hope this was an April Fool's joke, but they tied it in with the election, and they said the State of Origin is now the State of Origin series they've got going on at Aussie Masters, where they're tallying up points all weekend for shuffleboard and poker and disc golf and climb the greasy pole and catch the greased pig, whatever they're doing. All the games they're playing, those 2 games are real. They're not dirty. They're real.
Catch the greased
But
pig.
Is that
whatever.
one where you get on that really big log and slide over to like a sandbank as well?
I think, yeah.
That one too.
Tossing the caber,
Yeah.
all of those ones, all of those sort of things, all of those crazy games Jeff's got lined up for Aussie Masters. They said there that it's not going to be by state anymore because everyone's not, there's not as many people coming from interstate as they'd expected. So they're going to align it by your political allegiance, and you have to fill in a form on day 1 to say how you're voting at the election because the tournament happens on election day. So it's, you get
Surely the Greens would have an undeniable advantage in that.
Oh, 100%.
Exercise as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They
absolutely.
would. Oh, of course they would.
Absolutely, there'd be a lot of green.
Anthony
Brett
Madgen's
Bobridge would be voting green for sure. Tim Ware. Tim Ware would be a Liberal voter, I reckon. Yeah.
Oh,
You can
Yeah.
ask him later on
I'm
because he's
so-
coming
Oh,
on
he is
tonight.
coming on.
He's
I'll
coming
ask
on
him.
tonight.
I'll ask him.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad that we turned the show political in the first
Yeah.
26
We're
minutes.
gonna-
But yeah,
That's
I did
great.
like that one from the Aussie Masters.
Who would have thought it would come during media watch?
I know.
Check out their Instagram, Aussie Masters, and sign up for the tournament if you're old enough.
The only thing
all right.
political in Maddie's media watch is cancellation culture.
Can I just summarise by saying the April Fool's thing's done. Stop doing it. Everyone's cottoned on. It's boring and lame. And Sue Donnelly, goddamn, we love you. Dargo, shout out. I'm sorry you got used in that.
Well, Sue, but living in Dargo, Sue won't have seen this shit. Because we can say from
She got swept up in it too.
personal experience, there's no internet there. All
They
right.
might have posted the yellow pages. Who knows? All right.
What do you got? What do you got for me next, Matty?
All right, the water thing, the backpack.
Oh, yeah, this one?
Gosh. All right, so I came across this on Plastic Stacks, okay? You can file this one under one of my favourite Media Watch subsegments, disc golf items that simply don't need to exist. You just
Like
take
an
a look.
overstable
Okay,
disc,
so it's... just wrenches over on overstable plastic over here. All right, so...
Shut up, Heiser man.
So Mike Spangenberg put this one up on Plastic Sacks for sale.
Mike
look,
Spangenberg selling a bag?
yeah, shock horror. Look, it's a running vest with like a 6 to 8 disc storage, yeah?
Right.
So aside from maybe the hybrid athlete Ryan Deere, who is combining endurance running and disc golf?
Yeah.
Like, and if you're in, if you're watching tonight, Ryan, and you want to like tell me how you might use this being a hybrid athlete / disc golfer, please do. Maybe you'd like to get better at playing with an increased heart rate. That's the only reasonable explanation I could have to.
I'm
Like,
looking at it, right? And do those discs go on the front or the back?
no, they'd be on the back.
So
on the
how
back.
do you get them out? You got to
Yep.
take the whole thing off.
But this was my question. So like you take it off and then you put it on the ground and it stands up. How? Like how is this a
Well, I
practical?
don't think you're taking it off. I think
How
you're
do you
just
get the disc out?
your power.
You've just got
running
really
through a
good
course.
shoulder mobility, Maddie.
So I'm not misconstruing this, right? This is a running vest with a bladder, with 6 to 8 discs, and you're meant to what? Go trail running and play around.
I don't get it. Yeah.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
I don't even have any jokes written for this. This
And
is
if you
just
get-
something I'm curious about.
If you're
more
getting
than
up to a fair clip, if you're running at a decent clip, they're going to come out.
well, I imagine
I think we just have to buy it for Jason and find out.
Well, yeah, we can use it. Jace could use it.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
Yeah, I'm happy if
you're a runner.
if Parks Media want to buy that,
He's running.
I'm happy to get it and shoot a video of how it can be used.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great, actually.
Okay, that's not a bad idea.
Let us know in the comments if you think that's a great idea.
Wearing nothing in the video except that vest.
Also, straight to
If
Patreon.
that's okay with everyone.
Everyone
Definitely
except-
for our Patreon watchers.
It'd be okay with everyone except everyone on the internet. So, look, if we can get some comments, if people actually think there's some merit in this, because it goes two ways, right? Are you going for a run and then like sneaking in a cheeky round, or are you sneaking in a cheeky round and
While
making it a
running?
So, all right.
run-based
Well,
activity?
I do run most days of the week, and I also play disc golf a couple of times a week as well. However, the two don't coexist in my life.
That's my point.
So I'll often go for a run. I went for a run before I came here tonight. But I didn't carry discs with me because I didn't figure I'd need them. So I can't understand the correlation there. I'm really struggling to understand it.
Well, it could be the hydration factor. We all know that drinking water during a round is important to a lot of people. And I see, like Mike Spangenberg was selling it, head of, CEO, founder of Berg Sport. And what I've noticed recently on the internet, on Facebook also, is that Mike has actually solved the problem of hydration during a round.
No, he hasn't.
He has. He has, Matty.
no
And here
way.
it is. So this is your Bergs V4. And so basically what he's done is he's shoved some water bladders in the two side pockets of the disc golf bag. So, I mean, that's your hydration problem
Oh, he's
solved.
put it through the D rings too.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of goon bags.
Because you want an extra 4 liters
tell
of
Max
water
that.
weight on your
I
already.
was thinking that. I don't even like carrying me 600 miller around when it's full.
Well, that's it. He's got a 1 litre in the right hand
It's like
side.
5 discs.
But if you expand the pockets, you can get 3 litres in the left hand side. So that's an extra 4 kilos.
So 4 kilos of water plus the weight of the bags, the bladders themselves.
Yeah.
We're probably looking at carrying the equivalent of an extra 80 discs around, are we? Maybe more. 120 discs.
Few 176 grammers.
You'd
no
want
doubt.
to be drinking it quick.
It's 170 grams. So
An
what?
extra 24 discs.
Yeah.
If you want to take a piss every 3 holes, go out and buy yourself the Bergs V4 Ultimate Hydration.
Well, I'm sure you can put other things in the panniers or the side pockets of the Bergs V4.
Body parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matty could probably put in a Firebird or something that might go the other direction.
All right.
I actually bag a Firebird now. Thank you very
I
much.
guarantee you've thrown it 3 times.
I've thrown it 3. It hurts to throw something that overstable.
I don't even have to have played a casual round with you in the last 6 months to know exactly how they're going.
Kyle, you knife highs and neg 3s, mate. You and I are on the same team.
Oh,
You and I are on the same team.
Can we keep this debate going? This is way better than the one between Duckton and
say.
Albanese.
I haven't moved my washing machine to my new place yet, so we can work out the dirty laundry, boys.
Matty Faz. You know what? If Innova made a 9-speed overstable pitch, you'd be in. I just don't like the way it feels in their head.
I'm a touch guy these days. All right. Time to finish this segment. It's labouring now.
Oh, good heavens. Sorry, I just
If they do make one though, Kyle, message me, please. All right. Finally, we're at the end of Media Watch. Jesus. All right. This one, I wish this was an April Fool's post. I really do, but now I'll just let you guys watch it, and then the rest will come.
build
I'm
it
sorry.
and they will come.
Yeah. Adam Hammy's disc grab for the win. Mismatch. This man looking like he got a plan. Win champs. At work, trying to tune in on my phone. So the 40-foot putt for the winning wag go.
The fuck,
You
man,
gotta act
honestly.
on the bad stance to the top.
What is your algorithm?
For the
This
champ.
wasn't an
It
April
just so
Fool's
happens
joke,
that first
Dad.
place get a bid. It just so happens that's where Adam Hammy's is. I'm a lyricist, certified with a dish. Short game good with the right hand Tyrion. Can't slip like Simon with a
right
disc
hand
vertebrae.
Tyrion.
See you in
I know.
Austin next round in a couple days.
Okay, so that was awful.
That was shit.
That was awful.
What I've realised is that was the sequel to the song that I showed you just before the show.
What's it?
It's the same artist.
I thought he sounded similar.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the most Caucasian piece of shit I've ever seen. But something's good's going to come from this. Jace, I know I'm springing this on you. I know that I shouldn't be springing this on you on live internet television, but you're a linguist. You're a man of words, sharp words, shrewd words. You're an observationalist. I'm going to put out a challenge, not for this episode, but for the next episode. Could you write a better disc golf themed rap than that man, who shall remain unnamed because I don't want to give him any airtime?
Challenge accepted.
Try.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Are we? Producer Ash, editor Kyle. Are we
we
getting
can
this?
get a film clip out of this, I reckon.
So Jace has just accepted the challenge to write a better disc golf themed rap than what we just saw for the next episode, which might be the
Wow.
live episode.
If Caucasian trash is what you're after, then I'm your guy.
which I'm assuming will it be the live Vic Open show? We play
No,
that.
that's only a week away.
We play that
Surely
clip?
they'll give
I don't know
more
if we're
time.
doing a live Vic Open show. We'll get to that later. But we might do some sort of stream from the Vic
Okay.
Open. But yeah.
Anyway,
Okay,
Jace,
yes.
you're telling all the Park Media sandbaggers out there that you're going to write a better rap than that
We're
guy
gonna write a
did.
better rap. I don't know how long it's going to go for, but we're going to do a film clip.
Oh,
Everything
yeah.
might even be shot down Stony
I
Creek.
wasn't even asking for a film clip.
Oh, that's part of it.
That's-
They're going to go
okay.
do something. I'm going to go all the way. So yeah, I'll write a better rap
Hope
than
maybe
that.
you can get some
Stay
guests-
tuned.
some
Watch
guests.
next episode.
So there you have it. Jason is going to write a rap, produce the music, film it himself, edit it himself.
No. This is a team challenge, guys.
Is this
This is
Australia's
a
funniest
team
home
challenge.
videos? Or?
Right.
I hope not.
Okay. All right. I guess Utes don't come for free, do they?
No, that's right. Not the one I've got at the
All
moment.
right,
anyway.
challenge accepted. I can't wait for that.
All
gonna
right,
be
stay
great.
tuned for the next episode for your disc golf rap.
Yeah,
Performed
Can we
right.
call
by
it that?
The golden tonsils of Australian disco.
Well, there you have it, sandbaggers. What a bombshell.
Can I just mention in the
Yeah,
chat?
we can't get the chat up on screen. We thought we'd have it back tonight.
One of
but-
our favourite supporters, Frosty, has chimed in with, "I don't want that, Jason."
And just before we get confused, I believe that was when we were talking about the running vest concept. Just.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think so far you've got the green light for the rap.
Frosty,
But Frosty
seeing
can
as you
correct
asked so
us.
nicely and you brought it up, you might get both, my friend, because you're a Patreon.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't mentioned Patreon yet, have I?
Oh, and
Yeah. Shut it.
Reese Circuit in the chat. Sorry, I'll read this one out
he
as
on
well. It's going to be new metal, isn't it? Linkin Park.
Linkin Park. Oh, Jesus. Stop it, Reese. Stop
Send
it.
us
It's
your
just
pun
getting
artist
harder.
names. That's good, Linkin Park.
Guys, Reese, if you're listening, if you're watching, which you always are, he can't do anything he's saying he can do. We're going to have to do it all for him, so please stop.
I will write and perform the rap.
Jace, just Frosty's letting you know.
I don't want the rap either. Here.
I think what you
You're
need
going
to
to get it, Frosty. You're going to get it, mate.
Well, Frosty, if you don't want something, Frosty, pay up.
That's right.
You can pay Jason not to do the rap.
That's a good way to raise funds for Vic Open for us.
Yeah.
I
More
might
than happy
not
to
do
that.
the rap the same way you're not coming to the Vic Open anymore, then, Frost. No, I wouldn't do that to my viewers.
More on that later. Well, thank you, Matty, for, and as always, brief and succinct media watch. You never really know what Matty Faz has hiding in the closet, and
You don't.
I'm sure
You
I'm going to
don't.
find out over the next few weeks as we move out of Bulla Road. Before we get into the stuff that matters, boys, have you noticed anything from around us, around the world, around Australia, in the disc golf scene that you wanted to touch on? Kyle, I think you had one.
I did. You would have seen on Instagram, on our Instagram actually, we've got some added members of the Parked crew.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Parked Europe in action. Couple weeks ago, they filmed the Wroclaw Open in Poland. That's an MA1 FA1 amateur
It's a
tournament.
B-52 song, wasn't it?
I'm not familiar with that.
Rock Lobster.
And then another one this weekend, and then the Polish National Championships coming up, spearheaded by Christian, who from the discgolfstore.de over in Germany. He's doing a fantastic job. So look forward to some international parking.
That's
Park
awesome.
Deutsch.
That's awesome.
Deutsch.
You did
And
all
so-
the networking there at Woofdorf, Kyle, so tip of the
Yeah.
hat.
It's pretty exciting though. He's put in some work. He's got some cool kit and seems to be pretty popular
Maybe we
over
could
there
call
in
him.
Europe.
Maybe we could call him the Deutsch Parked. Tell us what you think in the comments.
Gorky parked.
Oh, good heavens. Good heavens. I'm sure when Christian watches this later, he'll be very pleased.
Nah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So Christian, Disc Golf Store EU or Disc Golf Store DE, huge in Europe. And I've got to say, when Christian, so he's gone, and it gave me a fright. I woke up first thing in the morning and saw these two blokes I didn't know wearing Park Media hoodies. And he's gone out and made his own merch. He's got his cameras. He's gone out there and filmed it the way we film it. So they're going to commentate it themselves in German, I believe, or German's English, but for Germans, yeah. And the first comment we got, and this touched my heart. I shared it on the Parked Media story on the Insta. What's he made there? What do you got there?
They've also got a dyed disc that they've been taking around Europe with them.
They've got a dyed disc they've been taking around Europe with them. I'll try and tilt that from the light.
It's got Parks Media on
They
it.
are going berserk.
I mean, it's appropriation at this point.
Yeah. Oh, look, hey, fantastic. He's a huge brand in Europe. And the first thing we got, and it was a player from World Teams, came back to us on Instagram and said, I'm so happy to see the Park Media logo in Europe. You know, I'm stoked to see this. And if you can guess what her name was, it's a German player,
I
FPO player.
absolutely know who this is.
Sponsored by RPM.
Helga.
Oh, come on, Jason.
No.
We've spoken about this.
Have we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
And
some
Frank?
relevance here to the,
Oh,
to
is
the
it a
team.
namesake?
it is. It's
it'd be
Karina Wiedner.
Yeah.
Or Karina Weidner, she's probably called in Germany. But yeah, it tickled my heart to see Karina Weidner be the first person to jump in from Germany and say good to see that brand out there. So got no idea if she knows that she is the only other Weidner that Jason and I have come within 5,000 kilometres of in our lifetime.
That we're not related to.
That we're not related to directly, yeah. So wonderful to see. So that's huge. So keep an eye out because we've got the Vic Open coming up and Aussie Masters, and then potentially the Queensland Open. Stay tuned news on that. But then there's a bit of a lull in Australian disc golf coverage, so you'll be getting some stuff out of Europe with hopefully some players that you might have seen at World Teams or stuff like that. So that's really exciting. Great work, Kyle, on the connection there. Certainly sort of doing something for the European scene that, you know, Gatekeeper Media have done for us in the Australian scene and getting their scene basically, because if there's one thing that Australians love more than going to Japan right now, it's going to Europe. Connecting the world disc golf scene. Anyone else seen anything else?
Oh, I mean, Nicholas Hansler going back-to-backs.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
It's not our wheelhouse, but yeah, up the fins.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Then aren't
that's
the
good to see.
Redcliffe Dolphins of the NRL, who I also like. Go Fins.
It's good to see.
Jace, you got something? Oh, no, shall I?
I did actually. I watched a tournament the other day.
Oh,
No, you
is that it? Is
What,
that
the
where you...
Sizzler? You watched the Sizzler?
No, I watched the tournament, like a pro tour tournament.
No, you
Yeah,
didn't.
no, I'm back. I'm back watching.
Why
Sorry, you're back. You were never there, were
Yeah,
you?
no, I'm back watching disc
Yeah,
golf
you can't
tournaments
say you're
again.
back.
I'm back
You've
watching.
arrived. You've arrived.
No, I did watch it when I first started playing a few years ago.
He did.
I'm
He
back.
had a DJN subscription
I
and
did.
everything.
Really?
He did. He used to watch it at work.
That's huge.
I'm back watching it again. So yeah, it was the
Okay.
Music City Open.
Music City Open.
Yep.
It was pissing down rain. It was really messy and yeah, it was good. It was good. So yeah.
Who won?
No comment on it. He just told you.
He did just tell you.
Antela. Antela was on the lead card on the final day with a few other.
Is that the Music City Open's never been won by an American?
Really?
Correct.
Yeah, Simon
because
Lizotte 2 times.
Kristen's gone 3,
Yeah.
Simon 2, Niklas
How young
1.
is the tournament?
It's running for 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's the one where they give away the guitar.
Yeah,
And
Gibson's.
I didn't
Yeah.
realise it was that young.
I was really like the guitar this year tickled me as well, just to see that ES 335 on the as the trophy was. That's my favourite Gibson. It was good to see them give one of those away.
Were they in
Now-
partnership with Discraft, the Crystal Flex?
No, it was actually Music City was run by MVP this year.
It was, correct.
Yeah. And you noticed something to do with MVP potentially, Kyle.
I did.
This
This is back to my other point. No, well,
He was trying to let you guys speak.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to just keep hammering on. I gave Maddie a
But
hard enough
he
time
gave
during
you
media
the
watch,
floor and you did fuck all with it. So.
Yeah. So
I can't throw Firebirds!
it's the last time I give you square footage, Jason. No, what I did see, and I don't know how I was the one out of everyone on this couch that saw it, but For Aussie Masters, they're running a charity auction to fundraise for the event. Probably help us get there to some extent.
Yeah.
But as part of the auction, there was a disc being auctioned off, and it was a Crave. Boys, can we guess who was selling this Crave and
Oh,
why?
probably Maddie. He loves the
I
crave.
consume Craves. I don't sell
Was
them.
it Clint Bogue from the Butterfly Effect?
No,
Nice.
it was someone who has some lofty international ambitions, who had a big year last year.
Oh, hang on.
Come on, Maddie.
I've got a feeling it's the guy that's written down on my run sheet. Was it Dave Perry?
Yeah, it was.
Dave Perry's selling a
You
Crave.
mentioned in the group chat.
Dave Perry is... Okay, boys. Here I was trying to give you any semblance of credit.
Being a Sunday, we've
Can
done
I
plenty of
regale
hard
you with a
roads.
memory that might shock you?
I sold you your first Crave.
Well, no, even before that.
Oh.
Our first ever eruption, we were doing a little...
Was that where
Oh,
you
yeah,
threw a 13 into the lake?
Yeah, the one where, the one where
No, Dave was throwing
the
it
one
off
where I
the hill.
took 13 throws to finish a part 3. Got around quicker with a brick, according to
Yes,
Dad.
Dave did throw a crave.
He did throw a Crave
He
off
threw it
that hill.
about 200 metres.
He threw
Yeah.
your cosmic neutron Crave and said, in only the way Dave says, oh, I might have to bag that. He threw a Crave like 160 metres.
Yeah, it went a long way.
So does Dave still bag a Crave?
Dave has never bagged a Crave.
I was going to say, because he's
And-
good enough to actually throw a buzz like a real player.
Yeah, but he's anyway. Yes, he's selling a Signature Series Crave as part of this auction to help him fundraise for Champions Cup this year.
Okay.
So Dave's-
Champions Cup's in a few weeks.
So what is that Champions Cup?
Champions Cup's the
cup.
one that
All the national champs.
yeah, all the national champs get invited to.
So Bainey,
Oh, shit.
Bainey had an invite last year. I think
I
he
didn't realise
played.
that was a
and,
thing in disc
yeah.
golf.
Yeah,
Kind
so-
of like the Champions League.
Champions
of-
League. UEFA,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
disc golf.
so through all of the DGPT events, it will go like the winners will get an invite, and if those winners are like ahead of someone who doesn't have an invite in the following event, then those people will get the invite. So on and so forth from the previous
I'm
year,
going to have to buy that.
plus the national champs. Well, you have to bid on it, Matty. You have to
Yeah,
bid
I'll
on
bid
it.
high. I'll bid
Yeah.
high on that Crave.
Anyways.
Well,
I need
That's
to know what
plenty
place
of
that
that.
is.
there's some good items up there. I actually bid on one earlier in the week.
Was it a basket?
No, it wasn't a basket. It was the Jeff Brunstein Glow Roller box, and it came with a Disc Golf Warehouse voucher, I think. But yeah, I really wanted the Glow Roller box that was up there. So I it was the reserve or the whatever was, or the value was at 130. So I put in a max bid of 95. And thought, oh yeah, that'll sit there, and got outbid earlier in the week, and then I put in another bid of 120 and got outbid immediately. So whoever's put in the sort of high bid to try and keep everyone at bay, sucked in. I'm just pushing your bids up, but yeah, hopefully I've got enough sway to get another Glow Roller off Jeff, because apparently this is 2 of the last Glow Roller boxes he'll ever make. But I really, really want one. So Jeff, if you're watching, I will pay for it. But I really would like one of those Glow Roller boxes. So I'll pay my reserve price. I'll pay my maximum bid on the auction site. But if you haven't seen it already, Aussie Masters auctions are up there. But what did you think? What did you pull from that, Kyle? The MVP disc from Dave.
What I pull from
Do
that?
we see?
Oh,
do we see MVP?
I mean,
He's exclusively in
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Why
I
a
love some
Crave?
shit stirring.
Why a Crave?
Well, I feel like it's a nice flat 6.5 speed that Dave would do a good print on,
They are
Bespoke
flat.
would do a good
Yeah.
print on. But could this be the start of MVP talks for Dave Perry? Who knows?
Imagine.
That would be
Imagine.
disturbing.
Imagine
Yeah.
Davey crushing on a time
Well,
lapse.
no,
The most valuable Perry.
the very funny part of this
MVP.
is, do you remember, can you cast your mind back to the Aussie Open coverage we did late last year? and a certain lookalike to Dave Perry who may or may not have been sponsored by MVP.
Pekka.
Pekka
Mr.
Heinen.
Pekka.
He did look at he does have a bit of Dave about
Finnish
him.
Corey
bit of Dave.
Worthington, I think I called him.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they've been doing some networking. We'll have to wait and see.
We saw what Bespoke did with the Rollo recently. And turned it into the Throllo for Thrallers.
Really good.
MVP
Really good work.
they could quite easily turn it into the MVP Dave, couldn't they? Instead of the Crave.
or rather, the wave.
The Wave, yeah.
Fishing Dave.
The Fishing Dave,
Dave.
yeah. That's about. I reckon that's about the level of a pun and creativity that Perry's comfortable with. I reckon. But yeah. Really looking forward to watching Dave get over to Champions Cup and see what he can do over there, because we all know what he can do.
Sick.
We all know, hey, he's beaten Thomas Gilbert.
Yeah,
He's beaten Thomas Gilbert mano a mano, so we know what Dave can do. So it'd be good to see him play over there. I feel like Dave's game really suits sort of the... Where is the Champions
Well,
Cup?
it's at where the old OTB Open was played. I don't recall the name.
Country Club?
No, not Emporia.
Oh, that's
it's the
Dynamic.
one on the west coast of the States.
Yeah, okay.
And it's... Emerson Keith won it
Yeah, okay.
a couple of years ago.
All right. Well, look, we look forward to seeing what Dave can do over there. What I noticed recently also, very quickly before we move on to some tournaments, the Disc Golf Pro Tour recently introduced a gambling partnership. Did you see that? Anyone else see that? So you can officially gamble on Disc Golf Pro Tour events, players, outcomes in the US in 4 states. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't quite understand it. It's had Gannon Burr plus 147 and Kristen Tatar plus 78. I don't know if it was lines or...
American gambling's very, very hard to follow.
And then clicking on the link to see it, it was like gambling is not currently legal on disc golf in your state. It's 4 states or whatever. But what do we think of that, boys? How do we feel about gambling coming into professional disc golf?
I mean, I think it was a matter of time with PDGA disconnecting themselves from UDisc. I think that in-housing statistics and scoring meant that they owned the data and could do whatever the hell they liked with it. Ergo betting. So it was kind of, I don't know, symptomatic of their movements. But I don't know whether disc golf is at that point yet. I don't know.
I mean,
what do you think?
Anything to draw viewers, right? Think about how much more sports engagement there is.
Well,
So
is
because
this
people
gonna
can
be-
bet on it.
100%.
Is this going to be live betting? Because it's a totally different beast to...
In-game betting?
In-game betting is
Yeah,
totally different
don't
beast
know.
to pre-game betting.
Yeah.
The live betting, obviously, the odds will come down quite considerably as the rounds
Yeah.
progress. But
It's also like
Interesting.
I'm very interested to see the odds calculations. I think we might need to bring in our sports bet analyst Aidan Howard.
Yeah, see what the dump truck thinks of this. That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Being a 3-day
But that's a
event,
really good point, Jace.
being a match that lasts for 3 days, the live betting element would have swings and interest.
correct. Hole by hole.
You can't compare that. It's like
Hole by hole. So you'd
Yeah.
have to make... you'd have to have markers throughout the round as to when... like
certain junctions of betting.
Because otherwise it's just wild. The odds are just someone throws OB and they're just turning on their head. You know what I mean? So
in that sense, it'd be very similar to like golf betting. In that,
would you see the
sense,
swings though?
Yeah,
In golf.
Yeah, you'd see shot to shot swing.
I mean, I know you see OBs and you see that sort of
Well,
thing. but-
even in golf, like the margins that these guys are playing with on the PGA Tour, it's like whether you land on the fairway or in the rough will have like a
I suppose.
minus 300.
I don't feel like you can have in-hole betting though
golf.
on the PGA.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you mean like
You do.
who's going to win this particular hole?
well, you got
Oh,
like
no, not
you
within
can
the
have
hole,
live
it's
betting
more
to the sense where you can bet at any stage throughout the game.
Yeah.
But then you've got like in cricket, you can have ball by ball betting.
Yeah.
Where you can bet actually what happens the next ball.
Well, this is sort
in
of the
AFL
thing.
football, you can only bet.
Well, you can do
bet
that with
during
golf.
the game, but you can't bet on things that happen during the game.
Yeah.
Only the result.
Yeah.
So
No.
there's a few different elements there.
Well, this is the thing that I sort of wanted to get to, and it was more: is the sport ready for it? You know, is the infrastructure of the sport and the way people play the sport, because people talk about Paul Macbeth with his, you know, if you're not first, you're last, and he doesn't give a shit sort of attitude, and, you know, a lot of players play like that. Do we, like, is the sport ready for it?
Yeah, I think that's the gambler's responsibility to know those things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
to
I mean,
know that if Paul Macbeth is a few shots off the pace going into the last day, he's going to try some shit.
Yeah.
Because he only really cares about winning. He doesn't care about second and third.
Yeah.
So that's up to the gambler to know that. And
Yeah.
any decent gambler will look at that and go, well, yeah, I should have known
It comes with
that.
the territory.
I should have known that he'd do that shit on the
Yeah.
last day and end up 6 shots off the pace.
yeah, because gamblers traditionally take responsibility for their mistakes.
The
Honest ones do.
Yeah. Kyle, have we got something in the chat?
Yeah, we've
or
got
have you
something in the
yeah.
chat, but also it's like, I'll go with the chat first. Frosty's put it in saying, betting's all good and well until some bottom of the pack MPO player realizes he can make more money colluding than he can by playing.
Well, that's
That's the obvious.
another part of the
That's the
infrastructure,
obvious,
isn't
right.
it? That's another part of the sporting infrastructure that maybe isn't there.
And speaking of sporting infrastructure, I finally remembered my point. Count one for that ever happening. Is disc golf is still self-policing for rules.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like,
Oh, the conflicts of
like
interest are high.
self-refereeing with a betting market is just like, I don't want that mix in a
Yeah.
sport. Like, and
That's a
is
good point.
and is then it going to
Could be
be
the most
that
important point.
like officials are going to follow all of the cards that you can bet on? Is that going to be
No,
what's
they'll look.
happening
I
here?
think it'll be like any other sport where they look for anomalies.
Yeah.
They'll look at things that, you know, like I remember years and years ago in AFL Grand Final when Tyson Goldsack went forward, kicked the first goal of the game, and he was
Yeah.
paying something ridiculous like
Yeah.
$80 to
What
one
a
or something.
fullback should be
Yeah, it was
paid.
For a
81,
fullback, yeah. And it turned out his mum had backed him, and the
Yeah.
AFL investigated it because they're like, oh, well, she must have known something, but she just backed her son because
Yeah.
it's her son. She only got one son playing in
Yeah.
the AFL, so they have the infrastructure to pick up those anomalies.
It's
Think,
like
well, hang on, let's investigate and see
That's
if these
true.
people. And
Because it's
there's-
not like
it's like got the
players
Yeah.
have been caught.
Headache Smith and things like that. Where
Yeah,
they
I-
saw those anomalies and went,
Players have
Yeah.
been caught. Heath Shaw's
Yeah.
been caught. Other guys got caught by, you know, it wasn't straight away, but it was a few weeks later. They were like, oh, hang on.
yeah.
Yeah.
You had something to do with this because
Yeah.
the guy was one of your mates that put that bet on.
Yeah. The other... Oh, sorry, Kyle, go. You had
you're
another
right.
point.
It's just like, well, you make a good point. It's like, it's not like the PDGA's gone out and made a betting app. Like, they're just offering disc golf odds on a platform that have the infrastructure to be able to do that. So I guess in that sense, it depends on how much they're outsourcing. But I still think it's just, like, the self-policing is just gross. I think
Yeah,
that's my least favourite part of this.
enough.
I look at it also, and I mean, we've all probably, you know, we live in Melbourne, we've all probably come into contact with AFL players or known them, gone to school with them, grown up with them, whatever, over the years, or just had a conversation with them, read whatever. Any AFL player will talk to you, that you talk to and ask about gambling in the game, will tell you the absolute worst part of gambling in football these days is getting inboxes from nuffies on Instagram or whatever after a game on a Saturday. You ruined my multi. You fucked my multi. Why didn't you put that handball? Or fantasy football nuffies just going, oh, you know, what did you do? You know, you tanked the game. You went forward for the last thing, and that sort of abuse. One of the beautiful things about disc golf is that you feel close to the players. You can interact with the US pros. You know, you can comment on their Instagram, and you'll get a comment back, or you can inbox them for form tips depending on who it is. Do we think that's something that potentially is going to, you know, you look at Gannon Burr. What is he, like 12? You know, he's 21, 22 or something. He's probably the best player in the world. All of a sudden, you know, you get some dickhead that's, you know, putting a multi on and putting Gannon Burr in it. And, you know...
Bullying a kid online.
Yeah, Gannon Burr misses the putt on 17 that he needed to, you know, get under his line and fucks his multi for the weekend and gets abuse for the next week from dickheads online. How do we, like, I mean, that's an element we've got to consider as well, right?
Well, I think it's like, I don't think that's going to be an exclusive thing to disc golf. Like
It's
they
absolutely
said,
not,
like
no.
it happens in many other sports, and it's possibly just like, you know, maybe that's something that disc golf will eventually just have to cross that hurdle. But
I think the thing is, the very important thing that I want to add is that if betting agencies and betting companies alike decide that they're going to open markets on disc golf, there's absolutely nothing anyone can really do about it.
Yeah.
They're the ones that decide whether or not they bother. And if they
Yeah.
see that money can be made, they're numbers people, and they're, you know, they're money makers. Let's not shy away from it. If they decide they're going to open markets on the disc golf, there's nothing anyone can do about it.
Yeah.
You can't actually stop it.
No, that's
I
it.
just-
That's
You
it.
can't.
I hate to think like if AB European Open had have happened when
Great example.
betting
Yeah.
existed, because I feel like
Well,
I
when
mean,
he
he's
just
already
couldn't hit
mental
that
boomed.
island.
So
Well,
imagine
no,
if
that's
you
it.
add
Yeah.
fucking someone's multi on top of that and having like a bunch of people berate you online
just the-
beyond
yeah.
Just the way of the
being a
world.
choker, you know?
Yeah.
I
that's
mean,
it.
you got to be struggling if you're putting your last $50 on the disc golf on the weekend. Don't you?
All the Korean,
Oh, come on, mate.
all the
Just
Korean
go
races,
home.
all the Korean races are finished.
Mate, it's
But I
right.
mean,
Stop
It's
punting.
right next. It's right next to obscure European junior tennis. Like, I can't tell what to spend my
They've
money
turned
on.
off the trackside TVs at the
Oh,
park.
yeah, exactly.
There's no
Like,
more
mate,
virtual
stop.
horses.
Yeah, it's just you and Alan Bruns thing.
Wait till he
there.
finds out when he's got his ticket in his hands in his hand, and he finds out it doesn't finish for 4 days.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like the people. It's like the people when the horses go past the post for the first time in the Melbourne Cup, throwing their tickets in the air. Yeah, I won! It's like, no, they're going around again. But yeah, look, I think obviously it's an evolution of a sport. Like Jason says, if betting companies want to open markets on it, you know they're
Bring the
going to do it.
engagement.
They're going to open markets on elections. They're
And
going to do
mate, that's the challenge from my point of view too. Betting agencies out there, if you can drag money out of disc golfers, you have done the world a favour.
it. Yeah.
Wait, hasn't Alan Bruns thing been doing that for the last? I don't know.
No,
comments?
Alan's fun points.
Fun points.
Yeah,
Alan's
they're
fun
fun
points.
points.
They're
Yeah,
different.
they're definitely
It's not
doesn't
actually
take
a
money.
currency.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
That's
he
fair
was.
enough.
Alan was told by the authorities that be, no money involved, and to his credit, there's been no money involved ever since that we're aware of.
That anyone will possibly find.
But no, yeah. Much more robust discussion than I expected on that point. But,
Oh, you don't bring up gambling in front of me.
yeah, no, that's fair. But yeah, look, interesting to see how it evolves. Really hope that it's a positive thing. Like, obviously, it's going to bring awareness to a sport. Like, every neckbeard in Australia watches American basketball now because they can put a multi on it. So many sports have gotten more exposure, and obviously that can be a good thing for disc golf. For me personally, I hope it doesn't affect the players and that sort of thing, because obviously that was the concern with money on, tour pick sixes and those sort of things.
I'll get
Yeah.
me 500 back that I put down on Frosty for the Vic Open.
That's good.
No, when a runner's scratched, it just goes to.
I'll get it back.
No, that's not how it works, mate.
Yes, it is.
No. Not
Are
on,
you trying to tell Jason how gambling
Yes, it
works?
is.
not on Brunt's bet.
Bruns bet.
No.
Good,
Obviously, yes. If the ADG is watching, Alan
the
does
Bruns
not
thing.
do that. We just like to make fun of Alan.
And even if the ADG is not watching, Alan does not do that.
Yes.
They're always watching.
Yeah, cool. So, fuck, I've done it again. It's G, you fucking moron. There we go.
Gee, weird.
Talking about my hotkeys.
They're looking a bit warm.
Yeah. We had a few tournaments in Vic. Yeah, great discussion, boys. Thank you for that. That's probably the most intelligent we've ever sounded, I
Yeah.
think. But we had a few tournaments here in Vic over the past few months. Obviously, it's not possible for us to get to all of them around the country or even recap them here. So we're going to focus on the ones that we went to, because at the end of the day, those are the ones we care about.
True.
So we'll start with Lake
Dua.
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 And we'll cut to Jace for this one because he's our tournament recap man. We'll cut to Jace for this one. There we go.
So, yeah, a couple of weeks ago, was in late March, I believe.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I know why.
Oh, hello.
Oh, that's weird.
We went out to just north of Ballarat, north of Bacchus Marsh,
Just past Melton.
just plus Melton and Bacchus Marsh, about 20 minutes north, next to St Anne's Winery. I understand.
I didn't know that.
We
St.
drove
Anne's
past it
Winery.
3 times, maybe.
Twice.
St Anne's Winery. Yep.
4 times. 4 times.
It was a lovely little course at a YMCA camp.
Just minimise it again, Ash.
Now, it's
Weird.
I don't know. We'll go with this.
I'm listening.
It's a private property, so I understand very, very hard to get into for a practice round.
You have to be Mission
You have to be invited.
Impossibling in
Yeah, exactly.
if you're trying to get in.
There's so to get in is tough, but
You need a drop rope or self-entitlement, one of the two.
exactly. We got out there to a course that we thought. Now this is one of Andrew Ferguson's inventions, of course, at Rad Disc Golf. We thought to ourselves, this would be a nice, simple little course to get those kids at the YMCA camp into disc golf.
Yeah, a few 50-metre pitch and putts.
Yeah. And as Matty and I both passed 10 over, somewhere there, halfway through the round, we thought, what are you doing, Ferg? But no, very difficult course.
I shot an 11 on one hole, Ferg.
A lot of, that was funny.
Paddy's operator error, I refuse to believe otherwise.
A lot of elevation, a lot of escalation, and a lot of OB, and a lot of trees. So, but great course. So if you ever get the chance, get out there and watch it or tune
Just
into.
quickly, best course in Victoria if open to the public, in my opinion.
So she's only a 9-basketer, 18 tee pads, but some really difficult
good.
holes and really
So
technical.
good.
Get you throwing a whole lot of different shots, and mate, there's maybe even talk of a tournament there later in the year.
September.
Really?
That'd be great.
I didn't know that.
So anyway, we're going to run through the results just quickly. FA4.
I reckon I know what I've done here.
What have you
Just
done,
give me-
Ash?
Give me 2 seconds. And
This is about
Open hole.
there they are.
This is about as organised as
look
the
at him.
players
There
meeting at the
they
D1.
are, and they're over Jason.
Nice. This is exactly what we want. That's okay.
I'm in full shot though. Would you like me to do a
It's
dance?
not as organised as the players meeting at the D1 Cup.
All right.
Ash, it's fine. We'll take it.
Nah, I'll go back. There we go. Fucking hell.
Actually,
Jace, you
it's
talk.
like someone with a new phone, you know, when you just go through all the settings.
Just you talk and I'll mouth.
Okay,
He's
so
minimised.
anyway, just to run through the results, it was over 2 days. We had an afternoon on the Saturday round and a Sunday morning round. And from all reports, the camaraderie and tomfoolery on the Saturday night around the campfire was a triple
We
plus.
should have camped. We should have.
We drove in, drove out every day.
I feel like this is a common mistake we make.
It is. And this one we only had to play. We didn't have to film like idiots. So, yeah, we left, and apparently the party was amazing. That may or may not have been because we were gone or not. But
Some
Anyway.
NPO players vomited, I heard.
there was some drinking too much. Plenty of stories to come out of that. So looking forward to that one returning. FA4, Michaela Cooper won. MA4, Mitchell Howe-Graham took it out, and
How,
MA3.
Graham? I don't know, Graham.
MHG.
MA3 was DG himself, Dave Gannon, and he was electric, matey. We both had the pleasure of playing with him.
He beat us
He
convincingly.
thumped us.
Convincingly.
He was good from start to finish that
Piece of
weekend.
dog shit, David.
FA2 newly crowned Victorian Margaret Trail took it out, and Gingy Disc Golf's own Matty.
She's one of our more treasured
One of our sisters.
players.
One of our sisters.
Yeah, trail with 2 L's. There you go.
MA2. Tommy Janka as he returns to MA2 from God knows what he was playing. MA3 probably. So what on Tommy Janka on a win?
I think he was playing MA4 a little while back.
Had to skip church on Sunday to get
Yeah,
that
yeah.
win. So
He's-
Did he?
Yeah,
he's going to
whatever
hell. He's going to hell for that win.
Oh, good.
Nah, Tommy
heavens.
Jenka played. He had a pretty
Political,
average round. Pretty average
religious.
round on the first day, but
And I must
got it done on the
say,
second.
on the second day, he did cheat on the CTBs, but
Yeah, God,
we let him have it because he's a good guy, Tom.
He's one of the good guys.
Roll the page.
Oh,
Just cover Jason up with it. It'll make
We
it
are
easier.
flying tonight. Wasn't the lake lovely? The throwing over the lake.
I'm
Managed to enjoy that.
picturesque.
oh, you're not going to ask for a picture of the lake, are you?
I must admit, like, tonight has felt fantastic with the show. I feel like we've covered off a lot of the deadly sins. We've got gambling. We've got politics.
A 50 was taken out by a sole competitor, Richard Lewis-Shell.
So only one.
RLS.
Sole
Bulla
competitor.
Oh.
He was in the division by
Thought
himself.
there was.
No, he was in the division by himself.
Okay.
All right.
So well done, RLS. MA40, Taryn Anderson gets another one. He's starting to chalk up a few in MA40.
Oh, he loves to do it.
He
too.
does. He loves the
really
age
loves
protection
to do
because
it.
he's just. He's out
lot
there,
better.
and I must say, he had like a 4-story caravan that he was staying in, I'm pretty sure.
His
camping setup
His
is
camping
elite.
setup is better than the place we're about to depart.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't.
It was unbelievable.
He's got some combo from that
It
knock
was-
to the head he took 10 years ago, I reckon.
Oh dear. Fellas.
So MA1, Penlu, and I don't know about Penlu. What do you reckon? Is he just about due for a jump up to MPO, Penlu?
I call him Pen 15, if anyone's familiar, because he's a
No.
penis.
He can be hot and cold pen. He can be hot and cold pen. He's
I
obviously
reckon he's
got a
not
lot of
far
talent.
off.
He's got a lot of talent. Yeah.
He's starting to win some events, stack them up, so look out for that one. In a scoop that I just made up, Cassie Sweeten, the sweetheart of Australian FBO or FB40 division. Well done, Cassie, on the win. And MP40, Darren Stace-Smith, who is the sweetheart of the MP40 division.
He is.
Good to see him back up with a win.
Yep.
He did all his work on the first day. I think.
He
He
did.
learned to putt again.
He must have. He must have, or as some people would say, must have.
Yeah, he went full Daryl on the Saturday night,
Oh,
apparently.
Daryl.
Yeah, it was the walrus was back, wasn't it? Yeah, so well done, Daz. Good to see him back up with a win. Now, the MPO results are as follows. In third place, Tom Bowen. So, well done, Tom. Must have been...
Tom's had a good season.
Tom, he has plenty... He's got a lot of places, Tom, hasn't he? Second place was the uncle of Australian disc golf, Paddy Robinson.
Oh, I could see Paddy up there.
Yep, and he's got another award coming later on tonight, Paddy, so if you're watching, stay tuned. And first place, hashtag the comeback, number Mark 2, Matty.
Mark 2.
We had a farewell for this guy. We got him a cake for crying out
Oh
loud.
my God.
We got him a cake. We hugged him as he walked out the door. We were teary-eyed as he
know.
walked off down
We
the
made him a
drive.
highlights package with...
And now he's back, winning tournaments. Doesn't
Yeah.
that make you sick?
Emotional extortion.
Absolutely.
Is what I'd call it.
It's got so much John Farnham about it.
Yeah.
Because, John Farnham did his big farewell at Rod Laver Arena, and he came back, and he's like, oh, I'm not playing big venues anymore.
Yep.
Haven't seen Dylan in a major. He's only playing the little... so he's played the Ruffy Rumble, and he's played...
He could have at least come back wearing a fake mustache or something.
You know what's even more disgusting, fellas, and you'll know because you were there, but I just looked up his round ratings. He averaged over 1,000.
It's crap.
Yeah, right.
Again.
It's crap.
It makes sense.
Anyway, yeah, I suppose well done, Dylan. Yeah. So that was late
Dylan.
D1. If you get the chance next year, if it's on next year, or later on in the year, it's September, sign up
September.
because it's an absolute belter. The property is
It is
elite.
stunning.
The facilities are sensational.
It's seriously.
The lake is
it's seriously
beautiful.
it could be the best course in Victoria, man.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to be unlucky like Alex Evans was, because I played with Alex Evans in the first round, before he even started, he had 2 rounds to go. He put his bag down. He was trying to log into the scoring app, and he got bitten by a bull ant on his ankle. And he was the only person to get bitten before his first round.
Very
I know
lucky.
it's not funny, Alex, because he was in quite a lot of pain. Jeez, did I laugh.
Very lucky, though, because when we finished our first round, Duncan McIntosh and his card caught up to sort of our MA2 card. It was me, Tommy Jankar, and a couple of others. And we were finishing off our round. And Duncan McIntosh was walking up one of the hills with us and immediately yelled out, "Snake!" And sure enough, huge brown snake just slithering its way off at huge pace, just past Duncan and I think Matt Hunter. And I saw Matt Hunter and took a huge right-hand turn and went, "That's too hard for me."
I was going to say,
So it wasn't Blake
Matt
Nichols.
Hunter would have slayed that
Yeah.
beast.
Yeah.
It wasn't Blake Nichols then. Okay.
No, it wasn't Blake. No, it was a genuine snake. First snake I've ever seen in the wild.
Apart from Blake Nichols.
Yeah, genuinely.
You really did grow up
So
in Essendon.
anyway,
Yeah.
that was Lake Dewar,
Bar with the war.
and what a ripping tournament. So thank you, Ferg, who put all that together, and thank
Can
you.
you tell him
everyone.
to return my hoodie soon?
Ferg
I
return.
left a hoodie at Lake Dewar.
So he didn't borrow it. You left it there, and he has to return it to you.
It's more on me to go to Geelong to retrieve
I would have
it.
thought so.
I
But anyway,
feel like
we'll
this
come
might
back
be
to
a
that one.
Ryan Deere situation.
So
you know?
there was another.
It's a very Ryan.
There was
Deere
another
situation.
smallish sort of tournament on over the last few weeks, and three out of the four, 75% of the park team attended that. That was in Canberra. It was called the Sizzler. You might have heard of it.
I was the one that missed.
You were.
Shit.
And for 2.5 days, we were treated to some absolutely gorgeous weather.
Where's that? Get
I've
it
got
ready.
it. I've
Yeah.
Yeah.
And absolutely gorgeous weather. And then halfway through round 3, it absolutely bucketed down and absolutely drenched a lot of us. We had trouble with our gear. We had trouble with rain getting in because it was so much rain. But we eventually got it done. And let's go through the winners now. But another great effort by the ACT Disc Golf team.
Yeah, huge.
Hello.
What am I trying to say?
Namely.
Namely, Eloise, who did a wonderful job of TDing her first tournament, I understand.
Huge, yeah, first tournament.
Big.
So, well done, Eloise. And thank you very much for making us feel welcome. They had a dinner on the second night and it was sensational. All catered for. It was in the PlayStation. There was a putting comp. We did the Clubhouse live from there.
Mm-hmm.
People say it was one of the best episodes of any TV show they've ever watched. So I'm like, oh, you know what? That's too much.
Stop
but
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
bring it on if you have to. It was
Better
just
than the
great.
last
opinions,
episode
you-
of The Sopranos.
Yes, everything just went our
Yeah.
way, and it was a whole lot of fun. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Ash.
No, I'm just agreeing with you, mate. I'm just
We just had some Wriggles, is what Wriggles
We
trivia.
had some
Bruce trivia.
Marigold's trivia. We had, and this man must not go without a thank you, and that is the man who offered us the most and finest hospitality for the entire weekend was Dan Frost, one of
Yeah.
our biggest supporters. He took us in, he fed us, he gave us somewhere to sleep,
Yeah.
he made us coffees in the morning.
You did.
He was just great fun, and he's just a genuine great guy.
And good.
We had great time. We missed him when we came home. We genuinely
did.
missed him.
The most beautiful part for me was we got back after being soaked on day 3. And if you watch our coverage, it's on our channel. It's just absolutely ejaculating rain for the entirety of like that back 11 on round 3. And Frosty, we sort of decided to maybe
Or
take
as we named him, Deluge Dan.
Deluge Dan. We were soaked. My t-shirt hasn't recovered. It was our equipment barely has recovered. But Frosty took us back to his place. We all had a shower, dried our gear, and Frosty brought out a cheese and charcuterie board
Yep.
that he'd had prepared for us the
Really?
whole weekend,
Yeah.
but
it
didn't bring out.
It was best. It was great.
So I turned around. I think we'd got 10 minutes down the road, and I turned around to Jason and just said, "I miss Frosty."
Yeah.
I mean, we say that. We did definitely miss Frosty, but he also made it incredibly hard to leave.
He did. We didn't
I
want
don't think he
to.
wanted us to leave.
He didn't want to.
So, that is great news for everyone out there in the disc golf community, wherever you are in Australia, and I urge you to do the same. Give Frosty a call, find out where he lives, and go and stay with him for the weekend, and he'll be more than happy to show you around.
Frosty's in the chat. Miss you, boys. We miss you too, Frosty.
So anyway, that's the hospitality side. But yeah, once again, ACT Disc Golf, not just the tournament they put on and the weather, but they make us feel very welcome there. And we urge everyone else in Australia to do the same.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
genuinely want us there. They're excited to have us there, and we make us feel really special, which we like. So yeah, thank you very much, ACT Disc Golf. But the results for the Sizzler were as follows. MJ15, Marcus Davies, the kid that's 10 years old that rips it further, and Matty and I combined won MJ15. FA4, Brenda Ryan takes that win. MA4, Jack Windross.
Jack Windross, huge fan of Park Media.
Is he?
Yeah, he was hitting us up asking for when the coverage is coming out of the Sizzler and everything.
Good
So
on
shout
you,
out if you're
Winders.
watching. Jack, good on you, mate.
Good on you, Winders. MA3 was Josh Sargent by some margin, I understand.
It was 10 strokes or something, I think.
Yeah, just a little bit of a weekend out.
Do you know who
Yeah.
he beat?
We did. I took basically, as I said to Tim Bowen on the day,
What's that? Oh, the alarm's going off again.
as I said to Tim Bowen on the day, I took the only position that was available in MA3 in second. No, Josh had a weekend out. He's a local. He's a good guy, family man. Had his family out there with him and followed the MPO around. But very good player, great putter, and had a great weekend out on one of his home courses. So I hope MA2 is ready for him next year.
Well done, Sarge. FA2, Sarah Moore. Sarah Moore takes the win. Roll the credits. Thank you, producer.
Oh shit! Yep. Okay. I've got something else to do.
And, you know, a few course changes too from last year at the Sizzler.
There was,
A lot of baskets move. All along the lake there, Lake Burley Griffin, last year was just so guarded from the weather.
It was significantly more aquatic and not just in the
geez,
conditions.
Left some really good shots. And fortunately, we didn't really have much wind for the weekend, though, did we?
No.
It was pretty still conditions.
I'll tell you what, though, like when we look at that back half of the course, you know, when we get down to the lake and get to those holes, geez, it looks a shitload better than it did last year on coverage.
Yeah,
like, you can
beautiful.
see the lake, you can see blokes fishing and rowing boats and all
There
that.
was a discotheque on the other bank.
There was.
On day one.
There was. So, yeah, really good work out there at the
Discotheque.
Sizzler. And I
Kevin
can't really
Jones?
complain. Can't really complain about any of the changes out there. I think they did a great job.
Those DJ beach parties that you only see on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A real one.
For people far sexier than us. Yeah.
It was a
MA2,
Labour Party.
Oh dear. All right. moving on.
MA2 was won by, and I'm getting sick of reading his name out, Thomas Janka. So
Fuck off, Tom.
another win for Thomas Janka. I'd have to be looking at some MA1
How much
possibilities.
church
now.
is he missing to win these tournaments?
If I-
Heathen! You fucking heathen! Oh, dude.
FA2
Oh, just.
FA2 is won by Janet Cartwright. MA50 Joshua Conroy. MA40 Carol Hartley. And MA40 Gavin Palmer.
Gavin Palmer.
Gavin Palmer.
Don't they call him Gavin Palmy in New South Wales?
Didn't hate that. Didn't hate that.
I mean, it's
what
not
happens if we
it's
do-
not self promotion, but I feel like it warrants a siren.
Yeah.
If we do shows on a Sunday, we have way too much time to drink some hard road. FA1 was won by Claire Bruton. MA1 Bryce Winchester with that secret agent name of his.
It is.
MP40 Ryan Johnson. He gets a few of those wins, doesn't he? in
He does.
MP40?
Well, it's good to see him back on the winners board. Jace, here's a question for you. Don't know how much you've looked at the results here, but do you know who came second?
Shit.
I reckon you can take a guess in MP40 at who came second.
Shit, I should know this.
No, only Jason's favourite name in
The only
all
one, the only
Australian
one I
disc
can
golf.
possibly think of that comes to mind in MP40. Olatunji Akposani!
That's right.
Well done, coming second, Tunj. My favourite. My favourite MP40 player.
Are you self promoting the fact that you can pronounce his name?
We're having some fun.
Okay,
No, I like
now
it.
to MPO. And this was a hard-fought battle for second. It came right down to last hole between Luke Bain and Austin D'Alessandro. But Aussie D finishing in third in the pouring rain. Luke Bain clinching second place. But the win in MPO first place by about 4 or 5 shots in the end is none other than the Western Australian wonder kid, Blake Houston.
The Houston Rockets. Speaking of Rockets, everybody.
Hey!
Let's go!
We didn't even plan that shit.
Look at that.
So yeah,
card.
well done to Blake. He pretty much led the whole tournament.
Well,
Apart from when Zach James Bitch was in front after day one.
Yeah.
My
He
man.
shot out to
Didn't you put your curse on him,
Couldn't
you
shake the
piece
fast
of
taint,
shit?
Zachy James.
Yeah.
He came out confident that
He
night.
did, and he came on he was on the clubhouse, and he had an unbelievable round. He came on the clubhouse that night, and the head was just wobbling a little bit too much.
Wibble wobble.
Everyone was a little bit concerned, but yeah, he found it tough the rest of the weekend. Blake took over, and he never really looked back after that. So good on
No.
you, Blake. He's been thereabouts. He's been getting some big placings. At Nationals, he got a placing.
Yeah.
Another one he got. What was the
Yeah.
one?
Nationals, he was in it right up
Eruption.
until the last
Eruption.
two holes.
Yeah, so he's been riding
Has
and
he cracked the 1,000 rating yet?
Yeah, he has.
he cracked it the other day.
Because I saw on his birthday that he hadn't, but he
Yeah,
has.
no, he
Well, his
cracked it by one.
birthday actually was the
Day after Sizzler.
day after Sizzler. So he turned 18 the day after Sizzler.
I believe
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was already 18, I think.
Maybe 19.
Yeah. So he.
Because we've got him sucking a Summersby back on the after the final round of Sizzler on coverage. Yeah.
One of the things that I love about seeing a young kid like this mature as a disc golfer, but just mature too in the sense that, it's good for these guys to pick up a little bit of swagger, and it usually takes a few years. It usually takes about 5 or 6 years for guys to get a little bit of swagger on the course, Matty. Just a little bit of get up and go, a little bit of look at me, a little bit of me. This guy's got it. He wasn't even 8. He wasn't even 19.
He's unabashed.
He
isn't he?
have a
Unabashed.
look.
Hang on,
Highlight
go
reel.
back, Jace. Sorry.
He's
It's
a
all right,
one.
it's all right.
Teething problems, a new
So
tech.
we're just going to play a little highlight clip of what we've got.
Absolutely. And boy, were there some examples.
Oh,
Like, there was some absolute bangers in here.
love these, and love that the kids start to show a little bit of personality on the course too. So there's one.
Oh, let's go.
And this is the first
Here
one we
comes the
saw.
hot
too.
stepper.
Yeah.
Have you not seen these?
Discraft throwers, they
We've
do
got
love to
this
approach
one
with the
here.
zone.
That's a
Why?
crazy good
Yeah.
Essendon Hall of Famer.
And there's this one here.
This is my favourite.
the lawnmower.
This
This next one holds a special place in my heart for a
So where's the scary
reason.
putt too?
There he
There
is.
we go.
The grenade.
and just plugs the ears just so he doesn't get affected by the sound.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
So yeah, if you haven't seen our Sizzler footage, jump on YouTube to Park Media and Gatekeeper Media for those rounds because you'll see more of that. And Blake being an absolute legend. So anyway,
He's our biggest export right now. Like,
Yeah.
he's on the
Huge.
way. Apart from obviously Dave Perry,
Apart from the guy we are
Apart from-
exporting in a few weeks.
MVP Dave, Fishing Dave. We talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave's got to up his celebration game. I mean, that's the stuff that gets you big on the internet.
I don't know,
It is-
man. I'm a big fan of the Dave Perry fist bump. It's just like, it's not fancy, but damn, it means a lot. It only
does
comes
mean a
out
lot.
every
You're
now
right,
and
you're
again.
right.
So next,
I'm not denying that.
we've had 2 good tournaments. Next up, we're heading to the Vic Open, which will be an absolute belter. We can't wait to be
Oh
there, and
my
we'll talk
God.
more about that after the other side of this break.
Alrighty, we are back. Cameron? Yep. We are back on me.
We were
And
back. You were off to the side, you know?
I am off to the side. I'm in another room. We are back, and thanks to Guff, obviously our major sponsors here at Park Media. Couldn't do it without them, and hugely grateful to them and their bricks and mortar disc golf store in Ballarat, Victoria. It's not too far from Bendigo to head over to Guff and have a look as we start to talk about the Vic Open, boys. We were down at Guff a week ago. Anyone see anything they were interested in down there, boys?
I mean, I was going to regale us with one tale of flatulence, but that's not why we're here.
Absolutely not why we're here.
You were looking for
I was digging
a Michael
deep for that.
Johansson
The
comment.
Michael Johansson Comet, and they've all sold out because people love going to Guff. They know a quality product when they see it, and they just fly off the shelves. I was too slow.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been tantalised in the Guff ad for a long time.
Oh, I know.
And
I was you and Ash and what's the long-haired boy's name behind the counter?
Donk.
Don Carter.
Yeah.
I was just too slow. Their range, is extensive, and I can't make a decision when I'm in the store.
Yeah. What?
How far through their inventory do you think you've got in terms of how it feels in the hand, Matty?
I mean, I touch 80% of the frisbees when I walk into Guff. I've had to be asked to leave before, so I don't know.
Wow.
That speaks to their range. It speaks to their range. Anyway,
Their
Huge
range,
range. Huge
or
range of
your
this.
range of ailments.
my range of throwing.
What do you mean range?
Slight
There's
height-
straight,
slight highs with a knee.
straight 60 versus straight 80.
Range of ability. We call
Oh, okay. Right.
it. No, but brilliant and plenty of brand new discs. Plenty of special discs that you don't see anywhere else.
Those weird rubbery soft ones.
Oh, the
Oh, the
elevation
coys?
The
disc.
elevation
The
discs.
coys,
The coys.
the binks.
Yeah, which
what
manufacturer's
else?
coming to the table with all that?
Elevation disc.
Elevations, that's the name of them?
Yeah.
Okay, we saw plenty of elevation discs down at Guff, and
You
They
were
didn't
quite
feel good
enamored
in the
by them,
hand?
Matty.
I like a good soft touch in the hand. And are we just killing time for Ash gets back here? Or?
I don't know. The audience
Whatever
don't
gave
actually
you
know.
that impression, Matty, I don't know. But without further ado, let's cut back to Ash.
Yeah.
Been here the whole time.
I've got. Yeah, I definitely didn't just duck out for a piss. This is I've got me Elevation Mini right here, which I picked up from Guff. Really good. I think Monty down in Ballarat has been huge. Monty or Daniel Blackburn, I can never tell them apart. But has been
mean
huge
Daniel
in
of
getting those in there.
Blackburn.
Huge Sir Daniel of Blackburn. Yes.
It does very well thrown
and
into the
really
cage.
wonderful minis. So yeah, they've got a huge range of those down there.
That soft shell tortilla, that one.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
He can really launch that into his pound bag.
Yeah, so it does well being tacoed.
Yeah,
Yeah, a quarter pounder.
yeah. Sorry, I was just grabbing my.
Yeah, no worries.
All right.
All good. See,
All right. So
I got a voucher for mine instead
Bring
of an
up the-
umbrella this time, so we're chilling.
Can we bring up the social day results from yesterday? While we're on results.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, cool. No one cares about
We've
social
just
media.
we've just had
Apparently you do.
we've just had in the chat speaking about results. Ross Davies asking us if we'd seen the Molong Cup results. Ross, we have not. We
Ross.
will not be putting them up on screen, but I did have a quick browse, and can you guess who in the MPO division just shot back-to-back 880 rated rounds?
Wait, MPO 880 rated.
Yeah,
Wait.
they are in the chat currently.
It can't
Is
be.
it
can't be Nate
windy
Parrish.
at Molong?
Can't be Nate Parrish because I saw him win something recently.
No,
No, Parrish won the Crater
It's-
Lakes Classic.
Shout out to our
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, yeah.
Shout out.
Huge.
It is
Our
a
boy.
parked media stand. He was at the live clubhouse.
No.
He is
Oh.
an absolute weapon,
Oh, did he shoot a 700 rated round at the Cataraction?
potentially.
Cam
Poor-
Abratansky?
Poor old Riggs.
It's not Riggers.
No.
No, it's Dan Frost.
It's Broden Sherrod.
Oh, wait,
Broden
Broden Sherrod played MPO?
He did. He
Why?
did.
The female
Uh,
rat.
Because he felt like he wanted to get smoked by 16 shots.
Who
by
else was in
Elias-
the MPO
I
division?
thought he was
lot-
going to say smoked by 16.
Elias Lind and Clayton Beck.
Yeah, okay.
Elias
Right.
Lynn.
Anyways.
Elias Lynn's been shooting fire.
Good heavens.
Well, good on you, Broden, for stepping up into MPO.
Broden, you would have got smashed by 14 strokes in MA2. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Female rat. the
Doing,
she-rat.
Broden.
The
Like, I'm
she-rat.
actually confused. You would have tied for first in MA4. Like, make it make sense.
Oh, bro, he's
He's
obviously...
a unit, isn't he,
Someone's
Sheriff?
clearly shot some fire in MA4.
Well, I mean, the man who has suggested we look at results
He's
did come
second.
second in MA4.
So I think
But
Ross
Ross Davies.
may have been pointing to the fact that his son Marcus wanting us to maybe focus on those results. Do you think?
How did Marcus go?
Potentially. Marcus only lost
Did
to
he-
Broden by 2
I was
strokes.
going to say, did he beat Broden?
What did he shoot?
Okay, so Marcus Davies shot an 881 and an 854.
Oh, for heaven's sake, that's fire.
So that is pretty fire. That
Yeah,
is
right.
pretty fire.
Who's he taking out in MJ15?
Brian Reed and Reed Taylor.
Brian Reed. No, is it kid under 14 named Brian? That's sick.
It is. Anyways,
Can we get Brian Reed, Don Carter, and Henry Arnold playing in the same division? That'd be sick.
That would be fantastic.
That'd take me right back. I love it. I'm
So
loving these classic
well
names
done,
coming
Marcus,
back.
because just quickly, we didn't go through the Molong results, but
Oh.
well done, Marcus, because we watch you very closely, mate.
Yeah.
Well done to everyone except for Broden.
We're going to be filming you one day, we've got a feeling.
Yeah.
You won't know it.
Matty.
Kyle will.
Nah, huge Marcus. We know Marcus does love getting a shout out and thoroughly deserves it for all the work he's putting into his game, clearly. And definitely one to watch over the next couple of years. Austin D'Alessandro in the chat there, Reed Broden, Sherritt, I'd imagine, saying best hairline in Australian disc golf.
Oh, that's unfair.
I don't know if Aussie's the best judge, to be honest.
No, he's not. He
Big-
looks like a cue ball.
Big cue ball. Big Carl Pilkington looking fella. But good to see Aussie. Good
You
to
know
see
what?
Aussie in the chat.
Speaking of Corey Worthington,
No, it's good to see Aussie in the chat and hope to see him in a few more tournaments. Speaking of tournaments that Austin can play, the Vic Open, boys. It's coming up. It's coming up. So
Mighty
we're going to be
controversy.
there. It's shaping up to be another belter, right? As always, we're looking. Well, I mean, first let's get to the course. Jason and I have been out there. Jace, what did you think?
Love it.
Love it.
Love it. It's in great shape. It's a multi-use, so it's a disc golf course and a golf course. So lovely green, short ground plate grass.
it's actually
Lots of rolling hills.
Yeah.
it's actually quite criminal that we haven't got out there and filmed an event at Quarry Hill yet.
We haven't
our
filmed it, have we? No.
In our 2-year parked career, it is one of the only Victorian courses without coverage.
Lots of
And
elevation.
But
Jason's
why?
interpretive dance is doing fantastically.
Lots of elevation and lots of
And
declination.
back to Ash's point. Why? Because we just cannot resist playing it every time.
They do
Every
shotgun
time.
start events, and most of us have just said, no, you know what, we're playing it, we're not filming it. Because it is one of the most enjoyable, satisfying, pretty courses to play in the country. And we've seen most of them. Western Park's pretty close for me. Crater Lake's overrated. But Western Park, pretty close for me. But Quarry Hill in Bendigo, easily. I think now they've got these permanent 18 baskets in this tournament course. It's not called a layout anymore because it's permanent. But I think probably best course in the state. Easily. So, yes. So we got out there recently. We got to play it. And, yeah, no, I don't care. Say Inverleigh all you want. I don't give a shit.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
Actually, I just
there's no
bounced some
T-pads
words
directly behind trees. It's sick.
It's kind of, anyway.
Pretend Matty Faz is there.
Yeah. So we are looking for, as always, sandbaggers, we're looking for some support to get there. So we've teased it on the Clubhouse before. We've mentioned it at tournaments. What we're going to do is open up the feature card on day one to anyone that wants to be a part of it. All right. This coverage isn't free. Right, we can't bring disc golf to the world for free. There's no trick to it. So we're going to ask for your support. And with that in mind, we wanted to give something back to you as well. And we don't have much else to give other than the ability to get your mug on the internet throwing frisbees. So what we're going to do is we're opening up the feature card. We're going to run a GoFundMe campaign, I believe, Jace.
Yes.
Yep.
GoFundMe. You're familiar with the concept, GoFundMe.
Yep.
It's not GoFundMe, but
It's not go
That's what
fund
it's
yourself.
called.
No.
Us. Go find
Yeah.
us.
So we're going to be running a GoFundMe campaign over the next couple of weeks before the Vic Open. All you'll need to do is the link will be live shortly after the show. We'll share it on our socials along with the graphic, which I'll bring up on screen shortly once I remember how.
So let me get this straight, Ash,
Yeah.
because I'm struggling to understand
Please.
the concept here. All right. What they do is after the show, when the link goes live on GoFundMe, they find that, albeit wherever they might find it, whether it be social medias, Instagrams, Facebooks, or any various places on the internet.
Some sort of blog, perhaps.
Yeah, wherever they find it, they just log onto it.
Yep.
They donate the required amount,
Uh-huh.
and they can go and they have to leave their name, obviously, so it's not.
Legit. So we know who is
So we know who it
talking
is.
about it.
And then
Yep.
that means they go into the draw, or they can possibly win the chance to play in a feature card
Yeah,
on the first round of the Vic Open.
that is correct.
Wow, that
Literally-
is just astonishing.
The most
is-
esteemed tournament.
That
in the
has to
country.
be one of the greatest possible competitions that I have ever heard of.
Well, it's not a competition, Jace. It's just like the draw.
Yeah.
Imagine
Just
getting
like
that
the
draw.
pro
That's true. It's a
athlete,
draw.
that pro athlete experience being an amateur athlete.
Being immortalised. Being immortalised. It's either a bronze statue or a round on Park Media, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you get commentated too.
We might even have you commentate on your own round if we
So I mean,
we haven't decided that yet. I'm just throwing that out there
Yeah.
right now.
this is great.
Yep. You may be commentated by Matty Faz and Jason or by the guys from the Tee Off. We don't know yet because we don't know if Gatekeeper are going to let us put this on their channel, but it will definitely be on ours. We're gonna put it to them during the week. But we wanted to give something back to you, Sandbaggers. We wanted to give you the chance to be on the.
Broden, I feel like it's necessary for you to go back a little bit in the show,
Yeah.
say 30, 40 minutes, and then just recontextualize that comment. Yeah,
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah. So GoFundMe. If you're going to donate, please. We're going to put the details in it and on our socials. But donate above $40, and we will give you an entry into that feature card. Feature card pick, feature card lucky door prize, and anyone that donates the required amount and doesn't make it onto the feature card, we will have some bespoke printed discs, our parked frisbees, and we'll have something on those for those that don't necessarily make it. So we'll try and get something for everyone that gets into that raffle.
I remember our plan for these.
Yeah. So.
What? So you're guaranteed to get something?
Well, not guaranteed. We've only got 16 park frisbees left.
But you know what? If we get 16 people donating
Yeah.
the required amount, we're going to be at the Vic Open. There
Yeah.
it is.
And this is all for a good cause.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
And all of this money that you are donating, we're trying to raise, goes to getting us to tournaments, goes to taking the weight off tournament directors, ADG, sponsors, anyone else that is helping us get to tournaments.
Well,
And
we must acknowledge ADG helping us out with a grant for...
Sizzler.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What? And what?
No.
No. We
Okay,
no.
lovely, cool.
So yeah, ADG definitely helping us out to get to the Sizzler. But hoping that the Park Massive and all you sandbaggers can come to our aid to get to the Vic Open and to help keep the doors open at Parked, and we're hoping to give you something in return. And hey, if this works, we may do it at more majors throughout the year. But we're hoping to give something back as well, and we'll always find something to give back. Speaking of, we do have something we gave back to Jack Lemon, New South Wales disc golfer, which he recently gave back to us and asked us to sign it. So, Jack, we have done that with this. It's so good to see this frisbee again. This was hotly contested in the competition we ran.
We need to keep it safe from Matt Hunter.
We do need to keep it safe from Matt Hunter. It's currently in my place. He knows which road I'm on, but he doesn't know what number. But oh shit!
I don't want
actually,
Matt Hunter knowing
actually,
where
Matt
I
Hunter
live.
can find me pretty easily, can't he? No, I don't have a license. Fuck you, Matt Hunter.
You did at one point.
Yeah, well, that's true, but I didn't live here. But
True.
yeah, so that is what we're planning to do for the Vic Open. You will have details in the socials, and we really hope you can get behind it, and we can have a really interesting
This is
feature
going to
card
be
day
huge.
one.
It's
Day
going to be
two-
huge.
Yeah, day
If you're a
two.
disc golf supporter out there and you're an amateur player and you thought you'd never ever get the chance to play and be filmed, well, this is your opportunity. This is huge.
Huge opportunity.
For $40, what is it?
40 bucks minimum.
40
yeah.
bucks entry. Not only is it going to a good cause, but helping Park Media get all around the country and get to the tournaments so they can give you viewing pleasure, but you can be a chance to be in that yourself. This is a once in a lifetime, or
huge,
maybe
yeah.
once in a
And you know
tournament time.
And,
Yeah.
and people are bored of watching the pros. The pros
Yeah.
don't make mistakes anymore. I remember watching Joe Mez in 2020, in 2021, where I used to, where I first got into the game. Okay, you've watched every modicum of footage there is out there, Kyle. Please don't disprove me.
I just
internet-
watched the Sizzler, Matty, but go off.
The very good standard of disc golf. The internet wants to see hacks again.
I agree.
We're sick of seeing guys shoot 14 under. We want to see people like Matt Farina, like Jason Wiener. We want to see some genuine blunders on the internet.
That is why our Mount
That's what we're
Xavier
offering.
practice round did numbers last year, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, Duncan's still getting hate mail for that.
There's a huge untapped element of Schadenfreude in the disc golf community that
I agree, Matty.
Yeah.
I agree. So, I mean, this could be huge.
Yeah, you can be at the heart of it, the heart of it all.
So that's our Vic Open plans. We'll be there. We're not sure if we're doing a live Clubhouse yet, but we will do a live announcement and live draw from our Airbnb if we can afford to get one in Bendigo for that tournament. So keep an eye out, and our feature card will be announced live. We might try and get some special guests.
Keep an eye out for the links. We're going to be posted on social media.
Social media. Yeah.
All the medias, all the internets, and keep an eye out for us if you follow us because this is your opportunity. So you don't want to miss out.
Yeah.
I'll be signing up. Actually, I don't think I'm allowed to, but what about you, Matty? No, you're not allowed to
I
either.
mean, I'll try to the best of my ability with what's legal.
Yep. So, yeah, make sure you sign up because this is your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
is.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Jason did a Talking Heads joke. That's sick. Fantastic. So yeah, that's the Vic Open, boys. But other than that, have we noticed anything else with the Vic Open? Is there anything else that we're seeing there? We're looking at the field. Who are we filming day 2? Let's be honest.
Who knows? Is anyone...
Let's go there. Let's talk about it.
Well, unfortunately, we're filming what looks to be Victoria's finest. And that's if Clayton Beck doesn't play well.
What's happened?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it too much.
We have to.
I don't know
You're on a
enough.
talk
I
show,
don't know
Matty.
We
enough.
can't avoid it.
I know.
You're on a talk show.
I know, but like we're a happy, fun little, growing scene, and this seems to
we
be
thought we
divisive.
were.
This seems to be divisive, and I'm just going to
I'll
let
tell
you
you what.
boys. I'm going to let you boys take care of
Tell
it.
you what we need to talk about it. We're willing and wanting to travel to Canberra,
Queensland.
possibly Queensland,
A month in WA right next to you.
Mount Gambier,
Yep.
over to WA
It's a lock.
for the future and the benefit of the sport, for what we do for the sport we love. Why have we
on
got a
beans.
Victorian only MPO card? Why? It absolutely baffles me, and hopefully someone out there can give us the answer. But we're at least going to put our thoughts forward here, Matty, and I invite you to do the same.
Feels like a backward step.
Well, obviously
does.
it is, yeah.
It does.
Especially after last year, yeah.
It does. I feel like they all came to the party last year, and it hurts me to the core that everyone went to Inverleigh, Matty, and they're not prepared to go to Bendigo.
Yeah, they're not prepared to come.
Crushes me, Matty.
They're not prepared to come to a good course in an accessible part of Victoria. Yeah.
Tell us what you think, Kyle.
There's a lot more to offer in Bendigo, isn't there?
I was
Wow.
just having a prolonged browse of the sign-ups, and that's a lot of Victorians.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm impressed because we've got 132 of them, but also that's rather depressing that we've got 132 Victorians, and that's about
Can
it.
you share a stat you share with us off air, Jace, about signing up? When you were going to sign
Yeah,
up,
I
compared to when
went
you actually
to
did.
originally. For those of you who aren't aware, I am one of the most horribly organised human beings to ever to grace the earth.
I'm aware.
Matty, you are one.
I went to sign
They
up.
can smell their own.
I went to sign up
Smells like Lynx Africa.
3 weeks ago, and I got sidetracked with something and totally forgot about it. And there are 141 people signed up for the Vic Open.
Good numbers.
Yes, good numbers. I went to sign up on Wednesday last week when I finally remembered, and there were 132 signed up. So something has happened.
What's going on?
Something has happened. I don't know what it is. Does anyone have any insight? Kyle?
All right, okay. You put Kyle
Kyle,
on the
say
spot there.
something.
You put Kyle on the spot
okay.
there.
No, like,
Don't sit on the fence.
well, okay. I think it's running a major in this day and age takes a lot of support and a lot of money, and that money goes into amenities and hire and like
Have you ever done
players
politics?
packs.
Could you dodge the question anymore?
I think there's a lot of money going towards this event and not necessarily a lot of it going to payouts, and that is not encouraging people to come from interstate.
Okay, all right,
Settle
okay.
down.
Well, I mean, there you go.
Alright, so
what
there
else
it
do you
is.
want me to do?
So we're there.
That was good.
All right.
No, that was the answer.
So we avoided it last year, boys, because, I mean, payouts, if we're going to talk about payouts, that's fair. All right? Because this is these guys' livelihood, right?
Yes.
If there's no payouts at the Vic Open, Aiden Howard doesn't eat for a month, right? Tim Bowen's dog, Tim Bowen's Dalmatian, goes hungry, right? Edie,
He puts it down
Frosty's
or he
dog.
sends it to a kennel.
Yeah, right? And how does he afford the kennel? The
Oh, well,
payout from the Ruffy Rumble, who knows, right?
Frosty, there'd be no charcuterie boards for Frosty.
Exactly, yeah. The charcuterie boards
No
disappear,
charcuterie boards.
right? Frosty's house, gone. Frosty's living in a tent. Frosty's living in a tent down by a river, right? So, I mean, a payout's really... I mean, when we talk about payouts, come on, right? Come on. Is that why players are going to an event?
Surely not.
Well, I know. If
For the
Aiden,
love of the game!
if Aiden Howard didn't win the Rudolph Riot in 2024, Christmas wouldn't have happened for him.
Exactly, right? Exactly. So, I mean, we can talk about payouts all we want. We can talk about payouts all we want, but is that why players
There's
aren't coming?
another pair of Adidas shorts on the way.
We've heard the argument that it's hard to travel to Victoria. Okay? We've heard the argument that it's hard to travel to Victoria.
Ow.
Right?
We can manage to get back when we go into stage. It's like there's an imaginary force field.
Yeah, it's hard to travel to
So long
Victoria.
as Maddie's not driving, we get back fine.
You know, we've heard the argument it's hard to travel to Victoria. People went to Molong, right? People went to Molong for nationals. People go to Mount Gambier. Fucking try and get a
I'm not buying it, Ash.
try and get the 750 from Tullamarine into Mount Gambier on a Virgin 737.
So there's
right?
our. If I had a whiteboard, I'd be
Yeah.
I'd be writing them up here. But we have point one is it's too hard to travel. We can cross that out because that's a load of shit.
Yeah.
Point two would have to be there's not enough money.
Yeah.
Can we cross that out? Do we feel?
I mean, I feel like we can, because I turn up for a t-shirt and a bespoke mini, So I mean, yeah.
The money's a genuine question.
Well,
So is it
the thing is like
location? Is it hard to get to Bendigo?
that's perhaps.
I have heard
perhaps
something along the lines, and I won't reveal my source, but I have heard something along the lines of, yeah, but it's not really Melbourne, is it? Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
So when you go to ACT, you're playing in the heart of Canberra. You're playing on Lake Billy Griffin. You can
That's
literally
true,
see
that's
Parliament
true.
House over the lake.
Yeah.
Queensland's the same. You're in Brisbane.
Yeah, you're
the
like
last
25 minutes from the airport.
The last New South Wales Open I went to were next to the Olympic Stadium. You come to the Vic Open, you're either going out to Inverleigh, which is a 2-horse town, 1.5.
Yeah.
You're going to
There's
Ballarat.
half a horse in Inverleigh. Fucking I want to see
Don't ask
that.
me which half.
Yeah, it's Tim Bowen's Dalmatian.
They ate half the horse just to feed the family. So,
painted the horse black
is
and
that a
white.
point? Is that a point that it's not only to Melbourne? If you want to fly there because you've got work commitments,
That's a good
you've
point.
then
That
got to
is.
drive or hire a car and drive an hour. Bendigo's an hour and a half out of Melbourne.
Yeah.
Maybe what we're looking at here, Jason, is instead of one point being the thing that is deciding it, maybe it's a combination of factors. Maybe it's a combination of
It's just too hard.
taking a day off work
It's just too
for the
hard.
extra transport costs,
Yep.
and then being against payouts and the amount it's going to cost you to get there, and it making this perfect storm that just says, well, maybe I don't come to the Vic Open and I go to a lot of the other fantastic majors that are happening.
Well, okay.
Okay,
So we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, just before you go, Ash. So we go Friday.
Yeah, back to Jace.
Friday's Anzac Day, which is round one.
Bit flat.
So we
I haven't
are
done it in a year.
Ash just
we-
farted.
we are leaving. We're all working on Thursday, and we're going to Bendigo on. Let's just say you are.
I think technically speaking, I'm also working Friday, but I'll work that out.
You know, if you're coming from
Please
the
do.
state, how are you supposed to fly? You've got to fly in, but then you go, oh shit, I'm at Melbourne Airport.
Yeah.
I've now got to get to Bendigo.
Well,
You'd be getting in the middle of the night.
Broden's made a fantastic point. $700 flights from Sydney.
Broden's made a fantastic point.
Yeah, it's almost 900 rated.
$700 flights from Sydney is Steve. Yep, I agree with that.
Yep.
Even for a man of Broden's money.
And that's
Yeah.
just getting to the airport.
But that's also
That's getting you to Melbourne.
that's
That's getting to
also
Melbourne
2
Airport.
weeks before the tournament, not 6 weeks or 3 months before the tournament,
Well,
because
yeah.
we know when the Vic Open is, and also we drove to Canberra.
We did.
We
did.
drove to Sydney.
We drove the evil
Yeah.
MUX.
Yeah.
Oh, that car can die in a hole.
There's no way that a 30-strong field can transform into a 12-strong field in the span of a year without some, like...
Yeah.
Well, it's
some
no
notable-
interstaters, man.
Yeah.
We need. I put this to maybe be us, Disc Golf Victoria, people out there. Let's find out what the issue is because we don't want this to become a pattern.
Exactly.
And we don't. We definitely do not want this to become the future. We want these guys here.
The Vic Open was the first ever tournament to have live coverage of Australian disc golf in Australia.
Yeah.
And now we've got
Correct.
13 people in the MPO field.
Yeah. But I mean, if you
Correct.
want,
And it had a 4-day,
Yeah,
a 4-tournament round, a 4-day round.
No one
Sorry,
else is doing that.
a 4-round division for the MPO, and it was how many people? 30.
Yeah, it was
30
massive.
people in the
like that,
MPO.
yeah.
It was
I mean,
huge.
how good
Yeah.
was it playing the 3 rounds as amateurs and then having that 4th day to sort of just kick back and
Yep, it's a public
and
holiday. It was
appreciate the-
sensational.
Yeah, appreciate the
So
pros.
this is a massive backward step. You said it right when
It
you
is.
said that, Matty. And
It
we need
is.
to work out. We need to get to the bottom of this.
yeah. But I mean, if the argument is it's not in Melbourne, right? The argument is it's not in Melbourne. I'll give you the fucking hot scoop from a Melbourne born and bred person. There's no disc golf in Federation Square, right? There's no disc golf at the MCG. There's no disc golf in the Carlton Gardens, and there's no disc golf at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre. All right, we've got a message in the chat from Reece Circuit saying accommodation for the long weekend was expensive. Yeah, sure it was. Get a house of 4 or 5 people. You know, there's still 120 amateurs signed up. Right, there's still 120 people that have figured out how to do it. When do we get each state
They are
hiring a
people,
van
man.
and road? Ross Davies, what a great suggestion from Ross Davies. When do we get each state hiring a van and road tripping as a group?
Honestly,
We've
Love
like,
it.
We've done it.
well,
Love it.
no, but I'm just thinking here, like, could you imagine being a disc golf, new Queensland disc golf,
Yeah.
and like in Queensland it's a bad example because they've got about 16 different clubs, but if each club chipped in a certain amount of money from membership fees and had,
Yeah.
you know, as part of your membership paying to these clubs, we're going to have like options to travel as a group to these events.
Well, that's the thing. Is it a question now of what clubs and state and local disc golf bodies focus on, right? Because I remember a lot of ultimate players. A lot of ultimate frisbee players have come in and said, "Where's the chat organising the accommodation, organising the transport, organising the the logistics of getting to these tournaments?" Right. So, is it something that local clubs, need to have an organising committee? At least partly focused on, like Ross says in the chat, a bus to get players from state to state.
So if they want to go,
Yeah.
the option's there. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
I get that. Some people prefer to fly and that sort of thing. But I mean, another issue that could be affecting, and we'll have to see how the rest of the year plays out. We're only one tournament in.
Yeah.
To the Sizzler, or one major in. Well, sorry, 2 majors.
That's true.
So I have to see is cost of living crisis is a big thing at the
Yeah.
moment. And I know it's definitely affecting the tournaments I play. It's definitely affecting the tournament other people play.
Strange that it didn't affect Canberra, though.
No, that's right. Yes,
Just those damn tariffs,
yes.
Jason.
But no, so that's something else as well. All these things need to be factored in, but we're not going to let this one go.
Yeah.
We're going to stay with this topic because it's not fucking good enough, guys.
No, it's not.
And we want to see you all down here at our Vic Open. It's part of the year that we look forward to most on our disc golf calendar.
Absolutely.
Is having you big guys
Really
fly in and
To
watching
our house.
Yep, to our
Yeah,
house, to
flying
where
to-
we live, and watching you guys play our courses
Yeah.
And I
means
mean-
more to us than anything.
We spend thousands every year getting to you blokes. Spend a couple of hundred getting to us, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, last time you boys were here for Inverley Open, I feel like the Parked boys even had a bit of a road trip to the pub.
Yeah. Yep. Tried
Look
to
at
get
that.
a karaoke
Austin.
night going.
Austin and Jade. can
Jade
attest to
is-
that.
is the
We
other
drove
guy's
him-
name,
We
yeah.
drove him around.
Oh,
we
the Parked Media taxi service.
Yeah.
Great.
So, yeah, I mean,
Good
that's the
fucking
thing.
time.
These things can be organised, these things can be arranged. And, you know, perhaps, and as a coda to that, perhaps it is, you know, if we had a course local to Melbourne, closer to Melbourne, within half an hour of Melbourne, where you could stay in a suburb, maybe. We don't have 18 holes in Melbourne. That's also a sore point for me. When's that going to happen? Who knows? But maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's a multifold issue where we need to look at it. But it is a shame and it is heartbreaking to see that this course in Bendigo, the guys up there have done so much work to get this across the line with the golf club and get these permanent baskets in the ground. And I'd hate to think that it's it's not being able to put food on the table and affecting their livelihood that is stopping these players from coming.
Well, you can all watch the coverage after we film it and release it on our channel and see how good it looks sucked in.
Yeah,
It's going to be
We're
great.
going to showcase just how good the video
Yeah,
is
exactly.
this year.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll leave the Vic Open there, but we will put our feature card up for the 130 odd players that have managed to squeeze the budget to get to Bendigo and make that happen. So keep an eye out for that on our. So I'm sounding a lot like Chris Reynolds at the moment. It must be getting late. I'm just going. Is it? Yeah, right.
2 hours.
All right, 2 hours in. It must be time to get to.
Doing a lamb roast.
Serve lamb on Australia Day.
It's coming to play
Oh fucking hell!
Hold the pose, boys. Hold the pose.
I'm the best looking one on the panel. It's all good.
Oh, Matty Faz.
How do I get that off? I actually have no idea how to get that off.
So, Tom Janker, MA2, just to recap.
to get that off.
Just
The
go
God
remove and
bother
hope-
him.
Fucking screen. Let's just go back here and bring it in this way.
All right.
Welcome everybody to Lamb Shanks. It is back for 2025 and it's just been amazing, the support that Lamb Shanks received
Overwhelming.
at the end of the year.
Overwhelming.
Last year. It brings a tear to my eye, but I must mention Bespoke Disc Golf, Anthony Pearsall and Steve Troiani. Michael Troiani. Michael Troiani. I did well. From Brent Barron, who came on board and offered up those wonderful prizes at the end of last year. So a winner has been crowned for 2024, and you all saw, you all voted for it, and you all made it happen. So thank you very much for the people, for what is the people's segment. But it is back, and it is back hard for 2025. Voting. Sorry, that's last week's notes. So, anyway, I'm going to start
Don't read
off.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to start off with, and you all know the email address is at the bottom of your screen.
It will be shortly.
It will be very shortly once our producer works it out. Lambshanks@parkedmedia.com. I repeat, lambshanks
It'd be a shank if you messed it up. Like, you're trying real hard.
at parkedmedia.com is where you send them to if you want to be on there, because it's a hot ticket. And I'll tell you what, everyone wants to be involved because there are great prizes up for grabs. And it's
Legitimate prizes.
It's
this
looking
time.
like a big year. But I'm going to roll out with my picks. Now, I've missed some tournaments in between the tallying of the last Lambshanks 2024 votes to now. But I have hand-selected a few.
Oh, so you're kicking us off this year.
Oh, I'm kicking us off with my picks. I always
I
have
like
my
that.
picks.
I like
and then
that.
there's always a couple of home viewers.
I like that.
But we're going to start. Let's cast our mind back, all the way back to the Nationals in November last year.
It's a long way to go.
And we had Clayton, not the recording artist, Beck, on our card. And he rolled up to hole 2, threw a forehand, and this is what Clayton
You're
Beck
not going to poo-poo Clayton.
produced.
No, it's not
Clayton
Clayton.
takes the
We love
forehand.
Clayton.
Oh. Yeah, what do you say about that?
That's
Shank
crap.
Beckles.
Oh,
no.
gee. What happened? What the hell happened there?
Oh, yuck.
Clayton.
That is foul, by the way. That is foul.
Repulsive stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, Clayton. That was pretty bad, and I couldn't
Pretty bad.
definitely not leave that off. Yeah, it was bad.
That's is that the first lamb shank in front of a US touring pro?
Yes, yes, that's the sort of work he pulled out in front of Mr. Gilbert.
An inaugural shank.
We had not that long ago at the Sizzler when we were there. There was a hole last year that was made famous by Dylan Feldman scoring an ace on that hole.
Massive shot.
So our own form angel, Dan Frost, who we mentioned before, is our and he'll be wrapped because he's just worked out that he's on lamb shanks. Although I did make it clear to him at the time, somewhere around about round 1, when he passed through hole 13, he thought he'd try his hand at getting it on the island, and unfortunately for Dan Frost, this is what resulted from that effort.
This is a Dan Frost hole all day, every day.
Fortunately for Frosty, it wasn't hazard. It actually pulled up
It
short.
wasn't even good enough to make the hazard. Yeah. Did he make it past the amateur? He
No,
didn't.
he-
He didn't make it past the intermediate team.
Wait for it.
Bonk.
His comment after this tee shot was, "Oh, that's good. At least I get to play the amateur tees now."
I believe on the day, Frosty did mention about how in all of his rounds at Western, he has never hit that tree before.
Yep. So wonderful that we caught it on coverage,
Absolutely.
and it was great to watch. But for my third pick, we're going to go back to the Rudolph Wright pre-Christmas.
Oh, wow. That's a throwback.
And this is a new shanker. This is a man that's never been. But I have it on good authority, listening to his commentary, that he is a big fan of this as a segment. A big fan.
Do you reckon
He's
this will make
mentioned
him
it.
more
I
or
hope
less of
so.
a fan
I
now?
hope so.
It's hard to say, but he has mentioned that he is a huge fan of this segment and that everyone should get around it. We'll see if that still continues after tonight. But about hole 16 on round 1, Patrick Robinson stepped up to the plate and thought he'll try his hand with a little forehand.
Shock horror.
That's crap. That is a test of 1,000.
Matty?
That's crap. No, I didn't mean that. It was just such a shock to me.
It's out of character, isn't it?
It is. He's
is.
way
It
better
was
than
way
that.
Wait.
Yes. So
And I just want to apologise to Pat again for that. That was a poor call. And we don't do any editing at Parks
we
Media.
would love to see.
Am I a joke to you, Matty?
No, I mean, our commentary does.
Nationals
we do
not
it in one
exist?
shot. We do it in one shot.
I
We
would
do
love
it
to
in
see
one
if
shot.
Pat still thinks it's a great segment.
Yeah.
I would love to know that now because he's never been on the receiving end of one. But anyway, they're my picks. Now, obviously, and my home viewers have already, Matty, they've already been busy sending me in some lamb shanks for this year
You've got to
already.
follow him. You've
This
got to follow
first
him.
one, Matty, this first one came. Now, I introduced, I called the winner of 2024 at the Sizzler.
Yeah.
And the very next day, a man came up to me, a man by the name of Andrew Wisniewski, father of Reese. He said, I've just found this. Does this qualify for a lamb shank? And I put my hand on his shoulder after I watched it on his phone and said, why, absolutely, Andrew. Yes, it does. You go on and send that to me, please. So he did. And this is, for those of you who know the water carry hole, it's the hole before Frosty's tree hole that he just threw.
After. But yes.
After. But, this is a water carry that's straight out over Lake Burley Griffin. And you need a hyzer, which we'll explain to Matty in a sec what that is. A hyzer to just sort of, a little bit of stability to just fade back in to the left. The land is on the left. It's about 130 metre carry, isn't it?
Yeah, 130.
It's a decent hoik. So this is Reese Wiz's effort in a practice round.
Oh, good heavens, Rishi.
Throws the head back immediately.
He's been spending too much time with Austin.
And a mild double teapot we see afterwards too.
Watch him throw the head back immediately.
Because he knows that disc is gone.
Oh, no.
You can just... Oh, you can't see it on that
Oh, no.
That is pretty bad. Can we actually have a look at that? That was
one. Yeah,
good.
we
That was
can.
great.
Because if you watch carefully, you can see, just as he goes to walk off from the teapad, the disc fall into the water.
You see
on
the opening there,
left-hand
Matty, at
side.
the end? The opening's what they're going for, just that, just over his left shoulder.
Yeah. So watch.
Whoops.
Hey!
Ready?
And
now
watch
just
just
over his
as
right
the camera
shoulder.
goes up on the left-hand side. Pull up.
Oh, the bar's over the top
Yeah,
of
the
it.
bar's over the top, but those at home would have seen it.
Yeah.
That is...
That was crap. So thank you very much, Andrew Wiz, for sending that in of your son, Reese Wiz. And look out for that one at the end
Reese
of the year.
Wiz, huge supporter of Park Media, we should say.
Massive supporter, massive supporter. So we'll look out for that one in the finals because that one's quite a good one. But my other home viewer segment, Antrick was sent in by one of the original Ballarat buffoons. Now, he is a buffoon because he's from Ballarat and he hangs around with a lot of 3 other buffoons. But he's also a buffoon because he's decided to send his video in slow motion. So thank you very much for that, Lee. You are an idiot. But we're going to put this one up there anyway.
That's artistic choice.
So Lee's gone out to the field to do some field work.
It's a self-shank.
It's a self-shank.
Nerd alert.
I'm not sure if he's practicing an Anheuser or whatever, but that's ended up what's happening. But it appears this field that Lee Joy has picked to do his field work in is not quite big enough.
Oh, I see where this is going. I don't like it.
Go, Lee. Yay, Lee. Go, Mr. Joy.
Yeah, it's a nice little, plants the
Yeah,
foot.
oh, no. It's turned over.
After this.
Oh, he's after it. Off he goes.
The jog on.
I feel like this is a Duncan McIntosh sequel. It's like
You want it again?
Yeah, let's go one more.
I mean, just for the jog on, right?
Yes.
the jog
We've
on's
all,
fantastic.
we've all thrown one so bad, you literally have to chase its sight.
Yep.
Chase its
Yep.
fucking sight.
And it just keeps turning.
And
you
it just
you
keeps
never catch up
turning.
to it. Has he got a javelin as a marker there?
It's something like that.
It looks like a javelin. Whoops.
You know what?
He's thrown that on wicked highs, though. It must be something you throw,
It
Cole.
looks like a Luna.
Off he goes.
Luna.
He's holding the phone
Yeah,
to
there
his
was
body.
I can't understand. He planted the foot. He didn't pull
Well,
through
wait.
too early.
If he's holding the phone in his pocket, what's he filming it on? He's obviously set up a camera
It
out
might be
there.
his wallet or his keys or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. But thank you very much, Lee Joy, for the shank and Lee Joy for the video. So they're our first 2 entrants. But unfortunately, that is the end of the Greatest Disc Golf segment in the free world.
Upsetting.
For another episode. But send your lamb shanks to me, to the email address that's been below. You know how it goes. Thank you very much. I'll see you next episode.
Oh, God.
Bah.
Oh, God. That's what I want.
This
there
is
we go.
This is a lamb shank. This is
Struggling with the overlays
We'll get
tonight, ladies and gentlemen, sandbaggers, everyone else in the chat. That is all we have time for tonight. We have... so please keep an eye on our socials for the Vic Open feature card. You will have your opportunity to join in that. We'll be sending that disc off to Jack Lemon. We'll also be previewing before the Vic Open the discs that hopefully we're going to get bespoke to make for those that don't make it into the Vic Open feature card. But we're really excited about it. We'll see you at Vic Open, sandbaggers. Matty's just seeing if it feels good in the hand.
Feels great in the hand.
Yeah, we'll see you at the Vic Open, sandbaggers. We've been Park Media. Thanks to Guff, as always, for throwing their support hugely behind us here at Park Media and helping us get around the country as much as we can. Thanks to you, sandbaggers, for watching. Thanks to the boys sitting on the couch here. And thanks to every single one of the players that's been on our cards throughout
And thank
the
you,
years.
Frosty. We love you forever.
Yeah, we do miss you, Frosty. And we're annoyed even more at the federal election for stopping you from coming down. But other than that, sandbaggers, we've been Park Media. You've been awesome. We're done for tonight. We are done from this Clubhouse, so we'll see you from another one next time. Until next time.
Parking.